Arkadaşlar hoş geldiniz. Kanada'ya hoş geldiniz. Bu programa hoş geldiniz. York Polis'ten, onlar York'tan. York Polis'ten Mr. Paul Chang, Officer Chang ve Officer Watkins bu programda genelde bu şeyi yeni gelenleri, Kanada'ya yeni gelenleri bir sunumlar var, onu yapacaklar. Ben de çeviri yapacağım. Ama bu insanlar daha çok sizin aslında konuşmanızı isterler. Yani size soru soracak olursanız kendiniz çevirirseniz daha iyi olur. Ama işte Türkçe konuşmak isterseniz de yine çevireceğiz burada. Mümkün olduğunca aktif olmasını hoşlarına gider yine. Her türlü rahat olmak lazım. Espri yapabilirsiniz. Ondan sonra önemli olan bu anlatılan şeyi anlayıp kavrayıp, yani bu müzakere şeklinde de olabilir. Her şey yani bir formül değil de resmi bir event değil. Böyle casual, rahat bir event diye düşünmek lazım. İsterseniz başlayalım. Her şey tamamsa Bilal'e başlayalım. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Everybody well? Do I need to use the mic or what? Ladies, do I need mic? Some say yes, some say no. Democracy wins. Mic or no mic? Mic? No mic. No mic? Is that okay? Mic? I'll do mic, and if it's too loud, then I won't do the mic. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to thank everybody. I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Does anybody know what we're going to be talking about? Personal safety. Yes, you're all correct. Personal safety. So myself, Constable Amari Watkins, I've been with the York Regional Police Service now for 15 years. I'm Amari Watkins first, and a police officer second. And as I said, I've been in my unit now, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau for approximately 5 years. Finishing my tenure, so you might see me on the streets there patrolling. So if you see me, say hello. And if you don't, I'll definitely say hello to you, okay? So without further ado, I have my good sergeant here, Sergeant Paul Chang, great man, hired me twice. I have nothing but admiration for him. So it's gonna be myself and the good sergeant running this presentation today. Sergeant will be jumping in and giving his 2 cents whenever he feels the need to, but you're gonna be stuck with me for a short time. So just wanted to let you know if there are questions, please feel free to ask. However you guys wanna do it. If you wanna put hand up, you do. If you don't, it's okay. Just try to get my attention. I don't know everything, and I'm gonna be honest, but if there's things that I don't know, we can discuss after, and I can definitely get the information for you, okay? If I don't know, the good sergeant might know, okay? But we'll work to get the information that we need to get to you. And just understand the information that we're gonna talk about today, it's gonna be a lot of information, might be overwhelming, but it's just to enhance what you already know. Because all of you are adults for the most part, so some point in your life you would have utilized some of this personal safety techniques. So once again, we're just here to show you or to teach you what you already know. Okay, guys and gals? So thanks a lot. So we'll get started. Did you have to?
Çevirmeye gerek var mı bunları? Yok. Okay.
So one thing I wanted to say in regards to my speed, is it okay? Because one thing I don't like to assume, so I like to ask, is it too fast, too slow? It's okay? Okay, just let me know. Please let me know, okay? So, when you look at this, I'm just gonna read it. We all can read it. So it says, Canada is a country where we value human rights, individual freedoms, and it was founded by people from many cultural backgrounds who found ways to work together, obviously living in peace and prospering. Our laws and the ways that we deal with each other allow for a peaceful association with others that might not have been possible before. The method works. Together we are stronger, as it says in the description, the true north, strong and free. Does anybody know where this line's from? Think about it. We know. The national anthem. See, I know you know. It's just took a second to click in. So I'm going to show you a quick clip here, just to show the makeup of how York Regional Police officers, the many different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, religious backgrounds. So just hopefully this works.
Hello from all of us at York Regional Police.
Can't see it.
Bonjour, de la police régionale de York.
سلام، خوش اومدید به پلیس منطقه یورک. Shalom there, York Regional Police.
York Regional Gun Tanker Wooden Halmo.
York Regional Police Service एक तरफ से आप सबको Namaste. York Regional Police Department update with Alvat Telecom.
Benvenuti della Polizia del York Region.
Здравствуйте. Полиция региона Йорк приветствует вас.
York Regional Police Service ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Kamusta buhat sa York Regional Police?
Salutări și toate cele bune din partea Poliției Regionale York. 안녕하세요. 미국 지원 경찰입니다. 감사합니다.
Buenos días de la Policía Regional de York.
York Digital Police 的阿什士根。你好，约克警察局向您致敬，谢谢。
So that's just to give you an idea of the different languages. Does anybody know what language was missing?
Turkish.
There we go. But we do have Turkish officers, I can assure you that. But we definitely need more. We always need more officers from different backgrounds.
Georgian language.
There it is, sir. Maybe you should join us. You're a young man, sir. But it's just once again to give you an idea of how the makeup is when it comes to York Regional Police. And without further ado, we'll go on to the next slide here. So this is just an overview of what we're going to be discussing today. All right, there's many things. We'll go into detail on certain things. If there's questions, do not once again be afraid to ask. If I don't know the answer right now, I could take your information and I could get you the answer as soon as possible. Okay, but don't be afraid. Is that a ringtone? Sounds beautiful. So, if we're looking at this right now, and if I was to ask you guys, what is the police station located in the area that we are in right now? What would you say? Feel free to use the list there.
In the area.
Yeah, so what would be the local police station here in Vaughan? What's that? There it is. So it would be 4 District, 2700 Rutherford Road. And this is just for you to get an idea, depending on what the area you live in, to what the local police station would be. It's good to know. Hopefully you never need it for that, but it's always good to know if you do need it. There always is a police station, obviously, in every municipality, in every area. And we do have 2 new ones, and we'll go into details with that. They're substations. So we have one that's in Stouffville. We have another one that's in King City. And as I said, you can see the Stouffville, Whitchurch-Stouffville Community Substation is located. We have the address there. And then we'll show you where the other, the brand new one is located as well. Any questions before we go along?
I'm sorry, how about York Region? So when you say York Region, what do you mean York Region?
So the 9 municipalities within York, sir. So Vaughan, Markham, and all the municipalities that fall
All
within.
York Region, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the one you told that, the one it's there, is it just one or is it only one?
Substation.
Substation.
So we have 5 main stations, sir. As you can see here, 1 district, 2 district, 3 district, 4 district, 5 district. And then we have 2 substations. So they're not fully operational stations, but they act as stations. And the difference with the substations is the hours of operation are different from the main station. So 5 district to 1 district, they're all 24 hours, 7 days a week. Substations usually run Monday to Friday and are business hours. Okay? Make sense? So, Community Resource Center, hopefully we never need it. It's a place where if you get into an accident there's no suspects or anything like that, property damage, you would go and report it there. And also you can see below there is that, as I said, that one of the newer substations that we have that is in Stouffville. So once again, if you're in the Stouffville area, between the hours, as I said, I believe the hours, do you know the hours for here, sir? 8 to 6 for the Stouffville one. So if anything happens between that time, you're more than welcome to go and report it there. If it happens, let's say at 7 p.m., then you would just go to 5 District. There'll be a local police station that operates 24 hours. And that's in Markham. King Substation, as I mentioned, this is the most newest one, and it's located in the King City area. And as you can see here, the times is 8 to 4, and it's Monday to Fridays. Same thing, if something happens at 5 o'clock, this station might be closed, but 1 district is still open, which is Newmarket. That station is still open, Vaughan is still open, Richmond Hill, so you're more than welcome to go file your reports at any of the other stations that are open. Crime Triangle. When I ask you, what thing do you see up here? What is that measurement that you see up here? What does it look like to you? Triangle. How many sides does a triangle have? 3 sides. So if you look at it, they say that for a perfect crime to be committed, you need 3 sides, a crime triangle. So one of the things that you need is an opportunity. Another thing you need is a victim or location. Another thing is a criminal. Does anybody have a cell phone that I can utilize to show? You mind if I use your cell phone, sir? Is it iPhone? Because iPhone I don't like. No, I'm kidding. I just,
You need it on or off?
off. So nice phone, Samsung, beautiful. iPhone, no good. But so to make it make sense, looking at the situation or looking at the information that we have up here, it says for a perfect crime to be committed, we need all three things. So think of me, I'm not a police officer right now, I'm criminal. Try to think of me as criminal. So you have me as a criminal, you have the victim, location, opportunity. So they say that, for instance, in regards to this, so say my friend here, he's preoccupied, he's talking, he's not paying attention. And I see his cell phone. Me being the criminal and having the opportunity for the fact that he's talking, in a situation like that, it would be easy for me to take his cell phone because he's not aware. But the way that they say that you can stop or prevent a crime is to just remove one of the sides. You remove the side, you collapse the triangle, and for in an instant that the crime can't be committed. So an easy way in this situation would be if I'm the criminal, I'm in the area, I'm looking around to see for any victims, I see my friend here, his phone is there, everything is the same, location's the same, criminal's the same, opportunity is changed because he's paying attention. Maybe he saw me come in and he's not sure that I'm supposed to be here, so he starts paying attention. He now removed the opportunity for me to take the phone just by being aware. So in a sense, he collapsed the crime triangle so the crime can't be committed. So all this is saying, it's not every crime obviously is not that easy to prevent. It's saying just be aware of your surroundings and your situation, and for the most part, you can prevent certain crimes. Okay? Of course. Sweat.
YouTube'dan izleyen çokmuş da biraz da onun için herhalde tercüme etmek istiyorum. Ben kısaca özetleyeceğim sadece. Buna suç işlemi diyebiliriz. Suç işleminde fırsat, suçlu ve yer veya kurban var. Eğer diyor bunlardan bir tanesini çıkarabilirseniz aradan, yani suçu işleyecek insandan fırsatı kaldırabilirsiniz, suçluyu ortadan kaldırabilirsiniz ya da kurbanı ya da işte o lokasyona güvene alabilirsiniz. Bunlardan birisi olmazsa diyor suç işlemek daha zor olur. Tabii ki diyor her zaman suç engellenemeyebilir. Ama bu fırsatlardan, şu üçgenden bir tanesi olmadığı takdirde suçun engellenme ihtimali daha fazla diyor. Devam edelim.
Was I talking too fast?
Tamam.
So it's good? Okay. So just here now, have any of you visited our website, the YRP website, .ca? So this has been on our website for, I'll say within the last year, maybe 2 years. And it's great because it allows you to see what's actively going on in your area. So what it allows you to do, allows you to see crimes that have been reported. So for instance, if you're in a specific area, or maybe you're looking to move to a new area, you can utilize technology like this to input the address or the location of that you're interested in, and it can provide you with data, information. But understand, obviously due to privacy laws, it's not going to mention names. It's just going to give you addresses and brief information about the specific crimes. So then it allows you to make an educated decision on whether or not you want to move to a specific area.
Bu web sayfasında da gördüğünüz gibi burada başka birçok yerde bulamayacağınız bilgileri buradan elde edebilirsiniz. Ama kişilerin haklarını korumak için size özel bilgiler vermese bile buradan daha fazla bilgi elde edebilirsiniz.
And it's called the crime map. Okay? So this is exactly what it looks like. So that page that you saw before was the splash page or the information page. But this is the actual meat and potatoes, or the actual important part when it comes to the crime map. So if you were to go on our website, yrp.ca, and you would go to crime prevention, click on the link, it will take you to the splash screen, which describes everything and tells you basically how to utilize the website. Once you have all that stuff understood, you go in, you put your information, and it brings up all the information that you input. So if you're inputting, for instance, break and enters, you put it in, you put the area, maybe you put Markham, maybe you put 16, and let's say you in Bonner, say you put Rutherford and Jane area. It will give you all the crimes that happened within that area, specifically on what you input. So it's great information. Okay, you should utilize it. So now, it's gonna be an audio clip, and it just talks about 911 and the importance of it, okay? Just a couple minutes, so please follow.
Hello? This phone dial 911. Is everything okay?
Can I talk to your mom? I just received a 911 call from your cell phone. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
Just keep the phone away from the kid.
The 911 emergency line. Do not hang up. Please hold for access to police, ambulance, and fire. All of our 911 call takers are currently taking other calls. Please stay on the line and your call will be answered in priority sequence by the next available call taker. Our 911 call takers are still busy. Do not hang up. Your call will be answered in priority sequence.
911 to your fire, please fire ambulance.
Arayacağı için onu telefonumuzu mümkün olunca kilitlememizi istiyorlar. Eğer ciddi bir şey yoksa diyor 911'i arayarak hatta meşgul etmeyin.
So that was just to give you an idea how important, and I'm sure as we all know, 911 is very important. But just for some reason, people seem to forget sometimes when they're in their mind, they might have a crisis that might not be emergency, but to them it's an emergency, so they contact 911. But we just need to ensure that we know what emergencies are and what the appropriate times are when to call 911. Okay? And so so as you can see right here, 911 is for life-threatening emergencies, fire, ambulance, and police. And what you need to know when you contact 911, it might seem juvenile or it might seem trivial, but understand when you're in a sense of panic or when something is, or when you're in a crisis, you might forget certain things because you're stressed. But please remember when you contact 911, know your name and your date of birth. It might sound funny, but a lot of people forget when they're stressed out. So remember those details. Know your address, because that's the most important thing. If you forget your name and date of birth, that's okay. But you need to know your address. It's okay. Just don't forget wife or husband's date of birth. Okay? But know your address. Please know your address, because I said, understand that we can locate it with technology, but technology can fail, and we don't want to depend on it. So the best way for us to know where to attend is for you to give us the information. And know detailed information about the call. And the reason why you need to know detailed, or you need to let us know details, is because we need to send the appropriate response, or we need to send the appropriate... Yes or no problem.
If you don't know the address,
If you don't know the address, try to give a cross street. Try to give, if you know, like for instance, if there's like a well-known landmark, maybe a Walmart, a McDonald's or something, try to know the area. It's always best to know the area. Because as I said, we can triangulate if it's a cell phone, but the best and the best way for us to know, and the most confirmed way would be for you to let us know your address, because it said you know your address, and that's the best. But if you can't, try to figure out cross streets. Try to get as much information as you can. You know what I mean, my good man? Yeah. Okay? Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah. Okay, you're a good man. Thank you very much, sir. And as I said, this one, we understand that you can't help, but try not to panic. All right? And the only reason why I say it, because you panicking, you might forget certain things. You might forget your address. You might forget your birthday. You might forget your name. And those are things that we need to know so we can respond appropriately. Okay? And remember, do not call 911 for non-emergencies. So I use this as an example. Everybody knows McDonald's, right? It's good? It's good. It's very good. Not healthy, but it's good. Right? Not healthy, but great. So follow me. So say, for instance, this is me. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat. I go to McDonald's to get hamburger. I go on the line. Line's long. I'm hungry. I finally get up to the cashier, and I say, hey, I would like to have a hamburger. And she says to me, sorry, officer, all the hamburgers are finished. We have no more food left. To me, it's emergency because I haven't eaten all day. Is that okay for me to call 911? Yes? Who said yes? No. It's emergency, but not 911 emergency. Especially for me, I'll be okay. I'm a big guy, I'll be okay. But no, we need to know that it's for life-threatening, like serious types of calls. Not because McDonald's has no more food. Okay, and I said that just to make sure everybody knows, and I know everybody understands that one. And as we can see there at the bottom, as it says, 911 has translators for your language. So I say this now being serious when I say, please do not let the fact that English not being your first language stop you from contacting 911. If it's an emergency, we will assist you. The only thing that you need to let us know is what your language is. And for whatever reason, even with the newcomer community, they might not have a good command of the English language, but they know how to say the language in which they speak. You get that information out there, and then we'll assist you. Okay, but once again, everybody call 911. If it's an emergency, call. If English isn't your first language, doesn't matter. Okay, everybody understand? So this is another one now. So this one I want you to pay close attention. I haven't been able, and I asked the ladies, the mothers, I have not been able to figure out what this little child is saying. So if you guys can help me, it'll be great. But I also want you to pay attention and to look how long this call is going on for. And remember, it's to 911, emergencies.
Çocukların yani 911'ı gereksiz aramalarından bahsediyor da. Bir çocuk şu anda aramış 911'ı gereksiz yere. O diyaloğu anlatıyor.
Anybody understand? I still don't understand, so we're all in the same boat. But I'm thinking about it seriously now. We look and we see it's 1 minute and 6 seconds. So think about that now. If it's an emergency, so say somebody is unconscious and not able to breathe. 1 minute and 6 seconds is a very long time to wait. And although it's cute and it sounds light, understand that this is 911 that's being contacted and the line is being held up. And hopefully it never happens where we need 911 and a situation like this happens, because minutes mean life or death, right? So just if you have young ones, educate them on the appropriate ways to use 911.
Böyle önemli bir olay olduğunda 1 dakika 10 saniye çok önemli bir zaman olduğu için aynı zamanda çocuk ne yaptı? Hattı meşgul etti. Onun için mümkün olduğunca çocukların aramaması için, çünkü çocuklar tuşlara dağınık olarak bastığında bile kendi kendine telefon 911'ı arıyor. Emergency zannediyor telefon. Onun için çocuklara telefonu mümkün olunca vermemek lazım veya kilitlemek lazım.
Or maybe somebody's saying you better say it's okay or else I'm going to harm you. And if we don't come out, we're not able to see that. So we come out to the residence and we just do preliminary checks and we leave right away. That's it. We don't want to disturb you. We just want to make sure that you'll be okay. And what I personally do is when I attend these calls, I'll look at the person to see if there's any cues or any things that maybe they tell me something with their eyes. Maybe they whisper something to me. So when we come, we're paying attention. And if it's me, if you have good food, I might stay. Me alone, right? Yes, sir. So depending on what the situation is, it could be public mischief, understanding like you making a false report, or you can be charged with mischief for utilizing a service where its intended purposes are for emergency. So there could be 2 ways it can go, sir. And depending what you say, maybe there's other charges that can be tacked on. But the thing, it would be either public mischief or mischief, sir. Okay? Did that? The custody part, sir, I don't know, but if you want to know, I can let you know after, sir. Is it 3 days? No. Hopefully not, sir. But as I said, I can definitely let you know that information once we're finished, my good man. Any other questions before we go along?
Gereksiz yere ararsanız 911'i o zaman
the mothers and fathers,
işte
by a show
kandırmış
of hands,
oluyorsunuz
how
diyor.
many people have children in here that are in high school or elementary school, college, not college, but elementary, high
Bullying'i
school?
anlatıyor şu anda.
Show of hands.
Bullying ne demek?
Keeping the hands up, how many parents know what bullying is?
birisinin birilerine veya bir kişiye olumsuz hareketlerde bulunması, buna bullying deniyor. Bunun kaç çeşit bullying var? Yani fiziksel olabilir, konuşma olabilir, internet vasıtasıyla olabilir ve psikolojik olabilir. 4 çeşit.
If you feel comfortable. If not, it's okay. I'll read it for you. It's all good. It's all good. So the definition of bullying, it says when a person is repeatedly exposed to negative actions by one or more people. Right? Harassment. Types of bullying. We have physical bullying. We have verbal. What is cyberbullying? If I was to say cyberbullying, what would you say? What is that?
Cyberbullying ne demek diye soruyor.
There it is. Where else?
Like
there it is.
Social media, internet.
Social media, where else? Cell phones, right? Online, social media, and the most important thing, it's a cell phone, right?
Bullying'e uğrayan bir insan, yani birisi tarafından rahatsız edici hareketlere uğrayan bir insan, talebe ise ne yapmalı? Ve parent, aile ne yapmalı?
We always encourage you to talk to your parents for one.
Eğer student'sa, talebe ise ailesine konuşması gerekiyor. Ve okulun yetkililerine, müdürü olabilir, guidance counselor, rehberlik servisine olabilir. Okuldaki işte öğretmenler olabilir, onlara söylemeli. Yani ya ailesine ya da öğretmene söylemeli. Eğer parent ne yapmalı? Mesela çocuk okulda rahatsız ediliyor birileri tarafından. İlk önce çocuğa konuşmak gerekir. Sonra okula rapor etmek gerekir. Sonra eğer çözülmüyorsa veya daha sürdürmek istiyorsanız Kids Helpline çocuk yardım hattına aramak gerekiyor. 1800 1800 668 68 68 çocuk yardım hattı aranabilir.
Okay, great. You're supporting your son or daughter. Contact the school, maybe you go see the teachers. Ladies, what do you think that you would do if your son or daughter came to you and asked you for help for bullying? You're very right, my dear. Very right. You contact the school. You support. You talk to your son or daughter to let them know that you understand what they're going through. And you want to make sure that you keep the lines of communication open so they feel comfortable in sharing things with you. Understand that you might hear things that you don't want to hear, but you want to keep the lines of communication open so your kids know to trust you and tell you when something's going wrong. Because we know from media reports and we know from television that the ultimate thing for bullying is death, right? It's not something that we like to talk about. Not saying that it always happens, but we have seen cases where kids have been bullied to the point where they feel that they can't go on any longer and they take their lives. All right, so that's why I say to you parents, just be supportive. You guys are great parents. I understand that we're busy, that we have a lot on the go, but just be there for your sons or daughter to support them when they need it.
Çocuklarınızın başına böyle bir şey geldiğinde onları dinlemekte fayda var. Bazen dinlenmediklerinden veya sahip çıkılmadığından dolayı çocuklar intihara kadar gidebiliyorlar. Onun için çocuklarla iyi communication içinde olmak gerekiyor. İyi iletişim içinde. Şimdi hate crime'dan bahsediyor.
So if I was to ask you what a hate crime is, what would you say? What would anybody say? No answer being wrong. What would you say?
Yani birilerini sevmediğinden dolayı veya nefret ettiğinden dolayı bir grubu kötülemek de diyebiliriz. Bu da bir criminal offense, yani bir suçtur bu.
Because of, there's a reason, right? So for instance, with the newcomer community, a lot of times they get their victims because of their differences. But differences are a good thing. Because think about it, if everybody looked like me, I think I'm good looking.
Bazı insanlar
If everybody looked the same, it would be a boring place. So the fact that people look different, talk different, have different cultures, have different religions, it makes Canada great. So we need to support that. We need to protect that. So when we see here a criminal offense, a hate crime is a criminal offense committed against a person or property, motivated by a suspect or offender's bias, prejudice, or hate. And we see that it's based on national or ethnic origin, language, color, religion, age, sex, mental or physical disability, or sexual orientation. If I ask you guys where this line comes from, does anybody know? Where does that information come from? It's something very important.
Bunu yapan
Charter of
kişi,
Rights and Freedoms?
bunu yapan
So it's
kişi
protected. So understand that it's not okay for somebody to say to you,
nereden
go
motive
back to your
olabilir?
country because you don't
İşte
belong here
kendi
or
kişisel
something ridiculous like
düşüncelerinden,
that. Although
ön
that might not
yargılı
constitute a
oluşundan,
hate crime, it's a hate bias incident,
nefret
we will
etmesinden
report it.
dolayı
If somebody threatens your
kaynaklanan
life
bir
because of your age,
hate
sex,
crime
religion, or anything like that, that's a hate
olabilir.
crime, and it will be dealt with. So understand that here in York Regional Police, we take that stuff very seriously. But the only way that we can help the public is if we get that information. It needs to be reported. Don't be afraid to
Bunlar
report.
bu ırktan
So if
olabilir,
an incident happens to you, if it's a
uyruktan
911
olabilir,
incident, like say something like emergency,
bir
like somebody's
insanın
threatening your life imminently, and you call
bağlı
911,
olduğu
officer will come out, take report.
gruptan
Verbal, yeah,
veya
threat.
ülkesinden
If it's a
olabilir,
physical,
diline
same thing. If
karşı
it's something
bir
that's
şey
happening
olabilir, rengine
in
karşı,
the
diline
moment,
karşı,
emergency, it's a 911.
kadın mı erkek mi, yaşı,
Even verbal. So if somebody says, I'm
akıl
going to kill
durumu,
you,
physical
I don't need to hear
disability,
anything else. To
sexual
me, that's all I need to hear,
orientation.
and I'm calling.
Yani bunlar
You understand what I'm saying? So
bunun
each situation is going to
şeyine
be different, obviously. So I
yani
can't say
suçlu
that
adam
every situation
bunlardan
is going to
bir
constitute a
şeyden dolayı
911 call.
etkilenmiş ve insanlara
But if
zarar veriyor
somebody's
olabilir.
threatening your life and they say I'm going to cause harm to you,
Ya da bunlar
I
gibi
wouldn't wait for them to say anything again. I
nedenlerden
would
dolayı.
call 911, right? So the thing about that, if you feel that it's an emergency in a situation like that, don't question. Call us, let us know. If it's not
Eğer
emergency, I
böyle bir
provide you with a
hate
non-emergency line
crime'a
as well. And you
maruz
can
kaldıysanız
provide the information that
o
way as
zaman
well if it's something that happened.
911
But it's
aramalısınız.
not
Arayayım
emergency.
mı,
Or maybe
aramayayım mı
somebody said, hey, go back to your country. That's
düşünmemekten,
horrible.
düşünmeden
Shouldn't be
aramanız
said.
lazım.
Not emergency.
Ama birisi
Call
size
the
yolda
non-emergency
diyorsa ki
Okay.
ülkene geri dön, o da diyor bir
So
aciliyet
see
yok
here,
ama bir saldırı varsa,
just in-
ciddi bir
to,
şey varsa o
to
zaman
go
911
further
aramak
in
lazım.
regards to what a hate crime is, if you have been threatened or assaulted because of your color, race, religion, gender, or beliefs, as we said, it's a hate crime and it's not tolerated here in
Eğer
York
birisi
Region.
sizin
We do have special
renginizden,
hate crime prevention officers. We have
ırkınızdan,
two of them. We have a
dininizden,
detective, Mark Poppin,
cinsiyetinizden dolayı,
and we have
dini
Detective
inançlarınızdan dolayı
Constable Mina
size
Robert.
saldırıyorsa bu bir
And they
hate
said we have us
crime'dir.
as well that work on the diversity side of things. So we're all able and willing to assist in any way that we
York
can.
Polisin
But the
bu
only way that we
konuda
can do
özel
that
bir
is if
ünite
we
var,
get the information
ünitesi var,
from the
departmanı
public.
var.
So as you
Sırf
can see
hate
here, and then
crime'la
one thing I forgot to
ilgilenen,
mention to everybody, if you
hate
want to
crime'ı
take
önlemek
photos,
için onlarla
please feel
ilgileniyorlar.
free because some information is good and you might not have time to write. So feel free. This might be a good slide to take a photo of if you like, just because it has the contact information for the hate crime unit. But understand, if it's emergency, we're not emailing. It's 911. This is only if we need to follow up or maybe we need to ask questions to clarify something.
York polis için
Is this number for only York Police or for general?
Yes, sir. No, that's York.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
so 1877 354 4283
Do we have any
York
questions
polisin
before we
hate
go
crime
along?
hattı bura aranabilir.
If I was to ask somebody in the room, how hopefully nobody's been affected by hate crime, I hope, but just saying, how do you think hate crime would make a community feel if I was to ask you? Not
Mr.
good is the word.
Watkins
So we say
seyircilere
with assault, if I
böyle
was to
bir
assault my friend here, which I would never do
durumda, bir
because he's a good
saldırı
man,
durumunda hate
I would only
crime
be hurting him. Maybe he hurt
olduğunda
me,
ne
but it would only be
hissederdiniz
us
diyor,
two, physical.
soru soruyor.
When it comes to verbal, it's wide range. It affects more. So if I was to say something to my friend here that was a hate crime, not only does it affect him, but it affects everybody that looks like him, affects everybody that speaks like him, affects everybody that has the same culture as him.
Ben
Not
de
only him,
sesli
so
olarak,
it's more
sözlü olarak
far-reaching. So that's why it's a
birisine
lot more
hakaret ettiğim
serious.
zaman
And we need to prevent that. And
onun
the only way that it's
gibi
able to
olan
prevent
herkese
it is if it's reported.
hakaret etmiş oluyorum.
And I use the analogy, we know weed,
Bunun
right? When
polise bildirilmesi
summertime
gerekir.
weeds come up, dandelions, right? In the beginning, a dandelion is a beautiful yellow flower. Beautiful, not really, but it looks okay. Left unchecked, like hate crime, it grows. And when we see the weed or the dandelion in a week, it's now a massive thorn bush because we didn't deal with it when it was a flower. So just like hate crime, we need to deal with it when it's a hate bias incident so it doesn't get to a hate crime. Because when it gets to a hate crime, it's a lot more serious.
Bu hate
Right? So that's
crime'la
why once again, the
mücadele
way that we can
küçükken
prevent
başlamalı
it
diyor.
is if we hear anything like that,
Çünkü
we shut it
bu
down.
insana
And
bir
we
şey
shut it down by
yapılmazsa
reporting it.
o gittikçe
All right, and providing to support to the
işi
person or the
büyütecek ve
victim who
etrafa
needs
da
it.
zarar vermeye başlayacak. Hate crime'ı
This
ciddi
is-
tutmak gerekiyor.
I just wanted to show you this video. So this video definitely is good. So this once again gives you an idea or a picture into what we as the York Regional Police look like. I'm not in it. Me and the good sergeant are in it. Maybe we'll be in the next one. Still great video. Okay?
Hate crime'le ilgili bir video gösteriyorlar şu anda.
one knock out the park though, that one, sir. Is it Tagalog? Filipino? Yeah, different, sir. I thought they would name the languages.
Bu videoda kısaca Together We Are More diyerek biz hep beraber olduğumuzda daha güçlüyüz, daha çoğuz anlamında. Yani polisin de halkla beraber olduğunu, polisin komüniteden, toplumdan uzak olmadığını, onlarla beraber iş yapmak istediğini vurguluyor videoda. Polis de insanlardan bir insan.
Has anybody seen this video before? What do you think? It's good? I like it. It's perfect. I like you, sir. Too good. My friends, it's good? So this video was just created last year. So the officer that you saw in the end, that's actually Detective Constable Mina Raravan. And she was the one that spearheaded this initiative where she got officers to get together to talk about to speak their different languages, to show the community that we're not just one nationality, we're many different cultures, backgrounds,
birçok uyruktan polis olduğu ve bu polisin de community gibi, halk topluluğu gibi çeşitli milletlerden oluştuğunu göstermek istiyor aynı zamanda.
So safety around the home. I ask you,
Evin etrafında nasıl bir güvenlik olmalı? Şu anda ondan bahsediyor.
It's beautiful? We'll wait one sec, my good man. But everybody it looks nice, right? It's okay. So I ask you, my friend, you criticize. What is your criticize?
Because of those flowers, bushes, maybe it causes a problem.
Too good. He must have a Samsung. Too smart. Very smart man. So as I see here, to the untrained eye, we look at that and we see beautiful. We say, oh, somebody took a lot of time to do that. But to the trained eye, we see problem. We see concealment. We see cover for a potential criminal. So understand, we don't want to make any opportunity for a criminal to come to our house and to do break and enters or whatever the case is. So although it looks nice, it might not be practical. Because say, for instance, say even as the community, you're walking by one day, you're passing by a house like this, you hear something, you look over, but you don't see anything. You're not going to go and check because you're going to just think that maybe I heard something. But let's say same scenario, you're walking, clear, you hear something and you see somebody acting suspiciously. You're going to do something. Maybe you contact 911, maybe you go and you ask them, is everything okay? So understand that not practical, looks nice, but not safe. If you do have it, I'm not going to say to get rid of it, but just trim it in a way that you're not allowing anybody to come and have cover or concealment. Okay? And as we can see here, just some other tips. You leave your house on a day like today, it's hot, it's beautiful. Maybe you don't have air conditioning at home. Is it okay to leave your window open if nobody's home? Think about it, sir. This man too smart.
saklayabilecek durumda olmasın diye. Evin girişinde, evin kapısında de boltlar var. Yani bu kilidin dışında üstten kilitlenen kilitler, onlardan koymalısınız diyor. Pencereler güvenli olmalı. Peephole in the door, kapıda bir şey olmalı, delik ya da dürbün gibi bir şey, yani delik değil de pencere gibi ya da dürbün gibi bir şey olmalı ki dışarıdan geleni görebilmelisiniz evin güvenliği açısından. Evlerin her zaman girişleri düzgün, güzel, açık olmalı diyor. Evde alarm olmalı. Bazen evlerin dışına anahtar koyuyorlar, işte geldiğinde başkaları alsın diye. Evin dışına bir yere koymayın diyor yedek anahtarı.
Don't tell me.
evin
Tell
garajının
anybody.
kapısının açanı,
Remove it, but don't say
kontrol
anything.
eden
Okay?
kumandayı
Because that's the one thing. So understand, criminals,
gizli yerlerde
they
tutun.
might be lazy,
O
but they're
ulaşılabilecek
very
bir yerde
smart.
olmasın. Çünkü
They know things.
genelde
So the first thing a criminal
garajlardan
might
eve
do is to come
girilebilir.
to a house like this, they might look around. If there's a mat, look under the mat.
Tatile
hit a key.
gideceğiniz zaman bunu
Made it too
internetten
easy.
duyurmayın.
So the
Tatile
easiest
gidiyorum
way,
diye.
remember, thinking about the crime
Sizi
triangle,
izleyen birileri
we wanna
olabilir.
remove the
Onlar
opportunity.
siz
We wanna
tatile
remove the
gideceği eve
location
girebilirler.
possible. And we want to remove the victim. So any one of those things, if we remove, we collapse the crime triangle and the crime can't happen. So in a situation like this, me being the criminal, the location being the house, the opportunity being all of the overgrowth of the bushes, I'm going to go to the house. Remove the bushes, I'm still the criminal, the location's the same, but the opportunity is removed. Okay, so just understand that you always want to remove the opportunity if you can. I'm walking around as a criminal, I see lovely house, maybe they do renovations on the roof, and they left the ladder. Too easy. If I'm criminal, I'm going to use the ladder because it's already there. I don't want to think about it. I want in and out quick. So my friends, all you do, remove the ladder, put it in the garage. That's it. You remove the opportunity. It's that easy sometimes. So I know all of my lovely friends here go on vacation, right? Smiles. I see smiles. Vacation. Maybe you're going on vacation. Maybe you came back. Good. But to be honest, nobody else needs to know that. Okay? Because what will happen, not always, but what can happen, my friends here, maybe they go on vacation from Turkey. Beautiful. Maybe you go back home, you tell everybody on internet, we're going home for 3 weeks, excited, we're leaving on the 18th, and we're coming back the next month. Nobody's gonna be home. It's good. It's good for criminal. If I'm a criminal, I say, beautiful. I'll send you a message, say, have a great time, bring me back postcard. When you're gone, I go into your house, I eat your food. I'm a big guy. I wear your clothes, stretch everything out, sleep in your bed, eat your food, wear your shoes, wear your socks, invade your privacy. No good. My friend doesn't like. No good. So the way that we can protect ourselves, remove the opportunity. You do not need to let people know that you're leaving at that time. Wait till you come back. Post all your pictures. Post all the information when you come back. It will save you a lot of stress. Cut the bushes before you go. Too smart. Samsung. Too smart. So just know that, as I said, once again, we talk about, once again, the crime triangle. You remove a side, you collapse the triangle, which then removes the opportunity for something to happen. So we see here, tell your neighbors that you're on vacation. Trusted neighbors, for obvious reasons. Because say maybe you and a neighbor maybe don't see eye to eye, maybe have conflict. You let them know, hey, I'm going to Turkey for 3 weeks. Neighbor's like, okay, you have fun. I take care of your house. Once again, you leave, they wear your clothes. They eat your food. They use your electricity. They use your water. They do all of that stuff that you wouldn't want them to do just because they weren't trustworthy. Okay, so just use a trustworthy neighbor, somebody that you've known for a long time, somebody that you can trust. And if there isn't that opportunity, maybe a trusted family member. Okay? So we talked about the landscaping and the blocking of windows and doors, as we all agreed. Looks nice, not practical. Any questions? So continuing, so as I said that, as I was saying with the example of my friends over here, me, I'm a lazy criminal. I don't want to have to break anything. I don't want to have to fight with anybody. I just want to have to climb up. If I have to, if a window's open, I'll go in. I don't want to break things. I want to be quiet, right? So once again, you have a ladder at the side of the house, remove it, put it in the garage, secure it. Windows open, close the windows. It might be hot, but your house will be protected. When you come home, open the windows. Don't make it easy for a criminal to break into your house or to steal your things, right? Because you making it easy for yourself, as I said, makes it easy for them. Okay? And this one as well, as I said, don't open the door to strangers. I ask you, what is a stranger, my good man? What would you say a stranger is? And no answer is wrong.
I don't know someone on the door.
That stranger. You're too smart, my man. I always go to you because you're too smart, sir. So if I was to ask my friends here, what would you say a stranger is? Same thing, you don't know, right? You don't know them, they're stranger. It's that easy. But understand that everybody's interpretation of a stranger is going to be different based on their experiences. So my friends here might have different experiences that cause them to think certain people as strangers, and my friends here might have other experiences that cause them to see certain people or different
orada
things as
çalıştıklarına
strangers.
dair kendisinin bir kartı olması gerekir. O kartı sorabilirsiniz. Yabancılara dikkat etmek gerekir.
Maybe contact, not 911, but contact our non-emergency number. I'll put it at the end and you can just let them know.
Birisinden
Yes,
şüphelendiyseniz
sir.
her an 911'i aramak zorunda değilsiniz.
Plumber?
Şüphelendiniz diye
If so,
birisinden.
let's do this, sir. So if
Kesin
I
bir
come
şey
to your
yoksa
house,
o
house
zaman normal
beautiful. Your
polis
windows
telefonu
are
arayabilirsiniz.
closed, and you have all the bushes cut because you're a smart man. Samsung owner, too intelligent, so he knows what he's doing. I come to the house, police. You see everything. And you're not okay with that? What do you think you can do to put your mind at ease, or to so I can show you something to let you believe who I am? What can you do? What can you ask? There it is, sir. And just because I'm in uniform, we carry identification. I would show you my picture, but it's not that good. I'm going to be honest. A long time ago. But this is what it looks like. So understand that just because we wear uniform, it doesn't have to sit well with you. You can ask for identification.
Evinize
But understand that if
polis
I'm in
geldi
uniform,
diye
everything says York Regional Police.
polis olmak
It
zorunda
might be a
değil.
little difficult for me to believe that you don't
Polisin
believe I'm police, but still, if you ask for ID, I show. Like, I'm
ID'sini,
not here to
kimliğini
waste your time and to play
sorabilirsiniz.
games with you. You ask ID, I show you ID. I give you badge number, whatever you need, no hiding. But a criminal now, he won't
Polis,
know all that. He
eğer
might
bu
say, I'm not
polisse
giving you my I'm not
size
giving you my ID, I'm not
ID'sini,
giving you my badge number.
yaka
You
numarasını
have a right
verecektir
to know
polise.
that stuff. So you have a
Polis
right to
değilse,
know what
kriminalsa
my badge number is.
onları
And our
vermek
names are always going to
istemeyecektir.
be on our
Çünkü yok
vests.
öyle bir şey.
So you always look for our names. Okay, and if you're not comfortable, sir, you
Polisin
let us know.
üzerinde,
Or a
göğsünün
plumber or
sağ
whoever, if you
göğsünde
didn't order that or
ismi
you're
var.
not
O
sure,
ismi
you don't
göreceksiniz.
have to justify it. You don't have to make it work. You close the door, and maybe you ask that person for a contact number so you can contact their company to confirm. If it's police, maybe you say, you know what, officer, wait outside, I need to confirm. Maybe you call the local station.
Eğer
Right, and you can find
polis
a
geldi
non-emergency
veya
number,
bir
and
şirketten
then you
birisi
find out,
geldi,
hey, there's an officer in my
şüphelendiyseniz
area, is
ona
everything
kapıda
okay
biraz
with this
beklemesini
officer?
söyleyin.
Real
O
or
şirketi
is-
ya
and
da
they'll let
polisi
you know. They'll say, what's the badge
arayıp
number? You give them the badge number, they'll say yes.
böyle birisi var mı, şu 5 numarası, şu isimde diye
Another thing that you just need to be
onlarla
to
kontrol
pay close
edebilirsiniz.
attention to. So around this time of year, when the weather starts warming up, you'll have people that come to your door that want to sell you anything. Like there's specifically they want to sell you hot water heaters, right? Great, it's good. Or sorry, not hot, air conditioning unit or hot water heater, one of the two. Maybe they're legit, but just understand the practices or the way they go about things might not be okay. So they might ask you, for the ladies, they might say, hey, can I come into your house? I want to go to your basement to see something. No. For the ladies, you're
Eve
always home with somebody,
gelip
even if you're not.
size
For the men,
soğutma
same
sistemleri,
thing.
ısıtma sistemleri
Same thing.
satıyoruz
You're
biz.
never alone. But I
Evinizin
understand that I know my female friends can take care of themselves as well.
basement'ını kontrol edebilir miyiz?
But you never want to give that
AC unit'i
opportunity
kontrol
once
edebilir
you
miyiz
get to a
dediklerinde
criminal. So if
kimseye
somebody
izin
at the
vermeyin.
door and you
Yok
don't know
kapıya
who it is,
gelip de
still announce
biz
yourself.
bunları
Don't be
satıyoruz.
quiet. Because maybe they're
Kapıya
knocking on the door
kapıdan
to see
gelmiş
if
direkt
anybody's home because they want to break
içeri
in.
almak zorunda
And
değilsiniz
if you don't say
kimseyi,
anything,
almayın.
they might come in. So even if you're at home by yourself, for my lady friends, always say that I'm here with somebody else. And my friends as well, I'm here with somebody else.
Eğer
Always
birisinin
announce. I'm
birisinin
busy. I'm here with my husband. Or I'm
şüphelendiyseniz
busy. I'm here with my wife. We're busy. We can't speak
evde
right
mesela
now.
bir bayan
You're never
yalnızsa
alone.
eğer
Okay?
gelen adama şu anda ben
And
şüphelendiğiniz,
obviously, as I said,
şu
for
anda ben
underage
eşimle
children, they
beraber
can't be
yoğunum
left
veya
out.
misafirlerim var
That's
yoğunum diye
understood, right? For
içeride
obvious
kimse
reasons.
olmasa bile
I
birilerinin
understand
olduğunu
that some challenges
o
might
insana
present
duyurmanızda
themselves
fayda
where
var.
us as parents feel that maybe I can go for 5 minutes and leave them alone. Don't do it. It's not worth it. The car situation as well, and I know each and everybody in here understands the importance, so this is not even for this group, but it's just to let you know that leaving the child in the vehicle is a no-no. A minute,
Arabada
second, it's not worth it.
çocuğu
Because let's say
bırakamazsınız.
you
Bir
think that
dakikada
you're gonna go in for a
bırakamazsınız.
minute, but let's say you meet an old friend. Let's say you're at the line and the line's long and then you forget. It's no good.
Çocuğu bırakıp
Okay.
sıraya girdiniz bir
Any
yerde. Sıra
questions?
uzadı bitmedi. Ne yapacaksınız? Onun için çocuğu arabada
Yes, sir.
bırakamazsınız.
What's that? So the thing when it comes to age, and I thank you very much for asking that, sir. There's no specific age, sir, and the way that the CAS, which is the Children Aid Society, the way that they say it to us is like, you as the parent know your child and you know their capabilities, but understand that you're not going to leave a 2-year-old at home. That doesn't make sense. But it's
Çocukları
left up
evde
to
de
you with your knowledge and
bırakamazsınız. Kaç
expertise of your
yaşında
child to know
çocuklar
their
diye bir soru geldi.
limitations. And if you, if
2
there's a
yaşında olmaz
split
ama
second that you feel
siz
that your child's
çocuklarınızı
not
bilirsiniz.
capable,
Çocuk
they're not
kendi
capable.
kendine
And
evi
maybe you shouldn't
çevirebilecek
put them to
durumda mı
that
bir şey
stress.
olduğunda
So hopefully that answered your
bunu
question, sir. But the
anlayamayacak,
best
çözemeyecek
way for you to
durumdaysa
get the information
çocuğu
would
evde
be
yalnız
CAS, Children
bırakamazsınız.
Aid Society. They have websites, information about all that stuff. But as I said, the way they say is depending on how you as the parent think within reason. You're not going to leave a 5-year-old at home like with common sense, right? From what they say, it's up to the parent, but it needs to be within reason, sir. So for instance, if you think that your son or daughter is capable at 5, I might say that's impossible. And if we get called to the house, because maybe your neighbor or something sees that your 5-year-old son or daughter is at home, and they know that the son or daughter or this child is too young, they might contact us. And we'll come and investigate. If we find out that they're 5,
5 yaşında
and
veya
they're
7
left at home for
yaşında
like
bile
3 or 4
çocuğunuz
hours
olsa
or 5 or 6 hours
elinizde
or even an
bıraktığınızda
hour,
komşunuz fark
it's
ederse
no
bunu
good, sir. Okay, well,
arayabilir
thank you very much for that.
polisi.
Any other questions before we go along?
Onun için sizin için mantıklı bir yaş polise uygun gelmeyebilir.
By a
Bunun
show of
artık
hands.
şeyini siz yapmanız gerekiyor.
And this is not a trick.
Kararını sizin
I just want
vermeniz
to know
gerekiyor.
honesty, because everybody, I feel the honesty in the room, too much honest people. Any iPhone? Okay. I still like you. No, it's not
Önemli,
important.
şimdi
You
yeni
guys
bir
are
konuya
great.
geçti. Önemli dokümanların
You're even better,
güvenliği
sir.
diye
You're too good.
işte
You're too good.
ID
Save all the
kartı,
money.
yani
Good man.
ehliyet mesela,
So if I want
pasaport,
to ask you guys by a show of
sağlık
hands,
kartı,
nobody's going to get in trouble.
social insurance number,
How many of you have your
güvenlik
social
numaranız.
insurance number with you right now? Uh-oh. It's okay. Nobody's going to get in trouble. I just want to see. So my friend here, you're still smart. You're still too smart.
Sosyal güvenlik kartı
Everybody's
yanında
still
var diye
intelligent.
soru
It's
soruyor
okay.
ama
My friend.
zannediyorum diyecek
So
ki bunu
anybody else
yanında
have
taşımamalısınız diye.
It's on your phone? Okay. Okay. So how many of you think that that's okay? How many of us think that, and it's not to criticize, it's not to judge, but how many of us think that having your social insurance number with you all the time is okay?
What is wrong?
What is wrong? You think it's okay, brother? Okay. You have yours with you? No, you're smart, man. That's why you think it's okay. So he's not wrong. He doesn't have it, so he's safe. So to answer my friend's question here, the social insurance number next to the passport is probably one of the most important documents anybody can have here in Canada. It unlocks things that I don't even know. Like you can get money with it, housing, jobs, everything, credit check. It unlocks information that you don't want people to have because certain people having that information can do wrong things with it. So having it on the phone, no good, sir. Having it with you, no
Numaranızı
good.
bulundurmamanız lazım. Yanınızda
Because I say to you,
bulundurmamanız
how
lazım.
many of you have your
Sosyal
wallet,
güvenlik numaranızı.
purse? Everybody.
Kaç kişinin
Why do you have your wallet, sir?
cüzdanı var diye
Because you have
soruyor.
money, right? And you might want to buy something.
Organize some credit cards.
There it is. My lady friends, you guys have purse, wallet. Why? In case you see something you might
Niye?
want to buy? Or maybe you see food, anything.
Cüzdan taşıyorsunuz yanınızda soruyor.
Why do you have, yes, sir.
So what we are gonna do? Do I have to memorize my SIM number?
I'll explain to you. So
Bir soru geldi.
the thing with the
Sosyal güvenlik
social
numaramı
insurance number,
ezberlemeli
and
miyim
once
diye.
again, if a criminal gets a hold of it, the amount of things he or she can do with that would have your head spinning, just because it's one of the most important documents, as I said. So the thing with the social insurance card that I personally suggest that you don't walk with it, because how many of you have gone in, like my friend here, you're in the mall or you're walking somewhere and you're saying to yourself, you know what, that looks like a nice place, I might go apply. That doesn't happen. If you're gonna apply for a job, it's something you plan for. It's never spur of the moment. But we have our wallets with us and our credit cards because we might wanna buy something. That's different. But we're never, and I've never seen it, I've never experienced it, where somebody's walking somewhere and says, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna go apply there right now. I have my social. It's not safe. Leave it at home, leave it protected somewhere at home.
Kartlarınızı bulunduruyoruz çünkü her an bir şey almak isteyebiliriz ama sosyal güvenlik numaranızla bir şey almayacağınız için onu yanınızda bulundurmanıza da gerek yok. Sosyal güvenlik numaranızı ezberleyin yeter. Evde pasaportun, aşı kartlarının olduğu yerde bir yerde durmalı.
You lose the phone, somebody breaks in, now it's a free for all. My friend here, as long as it's with you, you're seen like you're a strong man, you can defend yourself. You lose your wallet, just like my friend here as well. I know she could take care of herself as well, but the minute you lose these items, it becomes in public domain and somebody gets a hold of it, there's a lot that they can do with it. And you wouldn't know until maybe you go to the bank for a loan. And the bank says to you, you know what, sir, you already took a loan out yesterday for $100,000. And you're like, I didn't do that, but yeah, you did. How do you prove that you didn't? You understand? So you need to be very careful. If you need that document, you walk with it. But just don't have it with you just to have it. Okay? You agree, sir?
Farkında olmazsınız. Onun için bunları gerçekten çok gizli kalması
and you can see here, as it says, guard your identification. It says, don't carry what you don't need. says it right here. SIM
İhtiyacınız
card.
olmayan
If you
şeyleri
need
yanınızda
it, you carry
taşımayın.
it. If you don't, you leave it at home safe, somewhere safe. Because as we said, with your identification, a criminal can create bills in your name, mortgage your house, or commit criminal acts that you would be held responsible for. So once again, I look across the room, I see
Kimliklerinizle
nothing but
bir
great
suçlu
people.
bir insan
Honest, God-fearing people,
kendine
whatever the case is,
internet
nobody criminal.
bağlattırabilir.
But say
Sizin
once
adınıza
again you go,
mortgage alabilir.
police call you or you go to the bank or whatever the case
Bir
is,
suç
and
işleyebilir.
you're hearing that you took out a loan 2 years ago,
Ve siz bunun
and you're like, that
sorumlusu
wasn't me.
olabilirsiniz.
Or the police call you and say, you know what, we have your information that you were involved in a robbery. That wasn't me. Like, how do you defend yourself? Once again, convenience for you is convenience for the criminal. So just leave it at home. And I can't stress that
Sosyal
enough.
güvenlik numaranızı evde bırakın.
This one is
Ve
an obvious one.
kimliklerinizi
How many of
kimseye
us think
ödünç
that it's
olarak
okay to
vermeyin.
lend our identification? It's okay? It's okay? If I have driver's license, I lend you my driver's license, that's okay? No, it's not okay. We don't look alike. It's not, even if we did, it's not okay. Right? That's your identification.
Bir de
Right? So
bu
it's yours. Keep it,
bilgileri
if
kime
it's a
verdiğiniz
driver's
konusunda
license,
çok
if it's
dikkatli
a bank
olmalısınız.
card, anything like
Bu da
that, that's
sizin
yours.
başınıza
Keep it
sorun çıkarabilir.
personal. Keep it to yourself because you don't want to give that information out there. Okay? Any questions? And lastly, as we said here, be careful who you give your information to for obvious reasons. Bank,
Banka ve
safe place. So I'm going to give you a scenario.
ekonomik
Yes, sir. No
para
apologize.
güvenliği.
What's that, sir?
All insurance number, social insurance number. So who do we give the numbers?
It's yours. You give it to who you want to give it to. But just understand. So just understand, sir. So say you go to you're going for a job interview, and they ask for it. You legally don't have to give it, but understand if you don't give it, you won't get the job, right? But so you need to, and it's incumbent or it's up to you to find out why they need it. It's your document. You need to protect it. So I ask you, and I use this scenario. So we know in Wonderland, right? We have Wonderland, beautiful place. So I see my young friend here, As parents, if I ever was to go to you and say, hey, I'm police, I want to take your son to Wonderland. As much as you trust me, he'll be like, no, it's not good. I'm not okay with that. He'll protect that. He'll guard his son or his daughter, or she will guard her son or her daughter as well. So we need to use that same mindset when it comes to identification. Don't give it freely because it's your identification. And if you give it freely to the wrong
Kimlik
person,
kartlarınızı
it can have grave consequences. Like bad
çocuğunuz gibi
things can happen.
görmelisiniz.
Not
Çocuğunuza
all the
nasıl bir
time, but one
hassasiyet
time is too many.
gösteriyorsanız kimlik kartınıza
Okay?
da öyle
You have questions,
hassasiyet
sir.
göstermelisiniz. Sadece social insurance değil, diğerlerine de.
You go to McDonald's. I'm using McDonald's a lot. I don't know why. It's just everybody knows. You go to McDonald's, you're in line. They say to you, how do you want to pay? You say, I'll pay with credit card. They say, no, do you have your SIM card number? Is that a place to give it? So that's the thing. You'll know, sir. Right now you might not think, but you'll know whether or not it's normal to give your SIM card or it's not. If you're looking for a job,
Nerede
obvious reasons they need your
kullanacağınız,
SIM
nerede
card. If you're going
kullanmayacağınızı
for a mortgage,
siz
obvious
kendiniz
reasons they need your SIM card.
kararını
So there'll be
vermelisiniz.
certain places
McDonald's'a
that will need your
gidip bir
SIM card,
hamburger istediğinizde
and you should give it
sizden
if you want to.
SIM
But
kart
understand once again, if you don't
güvenlik
give it,
numaranızı
you might not get the
istemeyecekler.
service.
Kredi kartı isteyecekler.
Question?
Aynı onun gibi
One sec,
siz de
sir.
nereye
But
gittiğinizde
understand
lazım
you
oluyor,
can ask,
lazım olmuyor.
why do you need it?
Onu
So
bilip
even
ona
you go
göre
to a
hareket
job, you go to the
edebilirsiniz.
bank,
En
before you
güzeli
give it, you can
ezberlemek.
say to the person, why do you need my social? And they
Birisi
should give you an
sizden
answer that
güvenlik
makes you
numaranızı
feel
istediği
comfortable.
zaman
If they
niye
don't,
benim
maybe
güvenlik
you don't
numaramı
deal with
istiyorsun
it.
diye
But
sormalısınız.
understand it's your documents. You say who gets it and who doesn't, but understand if you don't give it when it's required, you might not get that service. Yes, sir.
So by just knowing the SIM number, they are capable of doing everything?
I don't know what everything is, sir, because I'm a good man, so I don't know, but I just know they can do things that aren't good with that number. As we said here, you can get mortgages in somebody's name with a SIM card. You can apply for identification. So to me, sir, that's no good. Because if somebody gets a mortgage in your name, say your credit is so good, a criminal goes to the bank and they get $2 million mortgage. You're now on the hook for that. You understand? So just need to be mindful to protect. And obviously, it's not just like that. You'll file a report, and if there's a report filed, we investigate. But you could potentially be on the hook for that mortgage because it's in your name. And you might be able to clear it, but it's going to be very stressful. Because I know if I went to the bank to try to get a mortgage and I'm told that I have $3 million mortgage on my name and I didn't do it, I'll faint. Right?
Bir
Because
soru
it's
geldi de
serious. All right? So
her
did
şeyi
that answer
yapabilir
your
misin
question?
numberıyla? Her şeyi yapamabilirler ama
So what I was saying, for
size elinize
example,
2 milyon dolar
talking
mortgage
about convenience
çıkardığında
again, so
ne
over to the left
yapacaksınız?
here, let's say we have ATM. automated transaction machine.
Bankadan para çekeceksiniz mesela.
It's in an area that's dark. Nobody's there. Maybe it's alley. Not a lot of people traveling, but it's close. It's convenient.
Bankadan para
But we have
çekeceksiniz.
another one here that's maybe 2 kilometers
ATM
away.
maşini var.
It's well lit.
Banka
A lot of
makineleri.
people traveling,
O
pedestrian traffic, vehicular
karanlık bir
traffic.
yerdeyse,
What is
güzel
the
bir yerde
safest one
değilse
to go to?
ona
This one is
gitmeyin.
right here, close. I walk 2 steps from right here, right
Belki
here.
güvensiz
But
olan
understand that
size
it's a
yakın
dark
olabilir
alley.
ama
Nobody's around, no
güvenlik
cameras,
siz
no
olan
lights.
yerine
You go, you're by yourself.
ışıklı ve
This
güvenli
one
olan
is far
uzaktakini
away.
tercih edin.
A lot of people walking around, cameras, lights, everything. Which is the safest one to go to? But this one's right here, though. It's easy. It's convenient. Remember, what's that, sir? There it goes. There it goes. You don't ever want to put yourself in a predicament or in a situation that you don't have to just because you wanted something to be easier or convenient.
Kartları kullandığınız
Remember, if it's
kartlar
convenient for you, it's
pin
convenient for
numaralı
them.
olmasını
And them
tercih
being the
edin.
criminal. So you go to that one that's 2 miles away or 2 kilometers away because you know you'll be safe. Don't gamble, right? Don't risk your
Pinin
life or
anlamı
anything happening to you
kişisel
because you want to
tanımlama
go quick or you
numarası.
want
Dolayısıyla
convenience.
onu
If
siz
something's telling you that it's
seçeceksiniz.
not right, it's not right. Then don't argue with that intuition or
Burada
that
da
feeling. Okay?
en mantıklı olanı bulmaya çalışın. Yani
And this is for my male
başkaları
friends.
tarafından
Never
bulunamayacak.
disclose your PIN or lend it. And I say that even to the
Pin
married.
numaralarınızı,
If you have wife that says, can I
banka
have
kart
PIN card?
numaranızı, o tarz
I can't
kartlar
tell you
numaralarını
no.
hiçbir
Maybe you
zaman
get trouble.
kimseye açıklamayın
It's up to
ve
you, man.
kimseye
But
söylemeyin.
just understand that if somebody compromises your bank account through your PIN, the bank's going to find it very hard to give you your money back because if you read the fine print, it states that if your card is breached with the PIN, that means you must have given it out to somebody because it's supposed to be a personal identification number. So it needs to remain personal. So just know that, okay?
Bu tarz kartları kullanırken
And
mümkün
always remove the
olduğunca
card and receipt. So
elinizi
when
ve
you go to a
vücudunuzu
machine,
kullanarak
some of you, hopefully
şifreyi
none of us
kimsenin görmemesini
forget the card
sağlayın.
because that's bad. Take the receipt. So you know the paper that it provides as well.
Her
Take that
zaman
because
için
it has a lot of
kartın
sensitive
kendisini ve
information
fişi
that we don't even
kesinlikle
think
alın.
about. It has a
Sakın
card to my
orada
account
bırakmayın.
number, has how much money you have. Things like that. So maybe that's a
Çünkü
piece that this person needed that you then
fişte
provided. So get rid of it if you don't
aynı
want it. Throw
zamanda
it in the
geride ne
trash.
kadar para var
But
onu
always
da
remove everything that
söylediği
belongs to
için
you.
kalan parayı
And one of the things that I
onu
say
da
when I
orada
go to a
tutmayın
machine,
ve oradaki bilgileri
regardless,
de kullanabilirler.
I'll touch certain areas to make sure that everything is okay. Because if I go to a machine and I touch something that's supposed to be secure and it's not, I'm not using it. I'm not using it because maybe it's been
Para
compromised.
çektiğiniz zaman hemen
Remember, if
elinizde
it's easy
cash
for
para
you,
varsa,
it's
nakit
easy for
para,
the criminal. So
hemen bu parayı
go to another
kullanın.
machine.
Yani bunun bir
Another
anlamı
thing
da
is the
parayı
pin
çekip
pads. We know pin
kendi
pads.
yanınızda tutup
So those a lot of times, how
birkaç gün
many of us
sonra
have gone to a
kullanmayacağınız
convenience
parayı
store
gidip
or grocery
çekmeyin.
store
Lazım
and the pin
olduğunda
pad is on the table
o anda
and
çekin
we
parayı ve
leave it on the
kullanın
table?
hemen.
How many of us do that? No good.
Eğer bir kartı
Pick it up. Why not?
kaybettiniz,
Maybe hold it
o
close to
zaman da
your
hemen
chest so nobody can see.
bankaya arayıp
It might look weird,
haber verin.
it might look not right, but you're protecting
Report
your money,
edin, kartımı
right? And
kaybettim
these
diye.
are just things that we need to do just to protect our, because not saying that everybody's out to get our money or to defraud us, but why make the opportunity? Why give them the chance, right? And you be secretive with it. If it's here, if it can't move, you cover. You just don't make it easy because maybe there's a pinhole camera. Maybe somebody's watching. So always do things to protect yourself. And if it doesn't
Bir
feel
yere
right, it's not
kartınızın
right.
şifresini
And if
yazarken
you're wrong, it's okay.
demin de
It's okay
dediğimiz
to be
gibi
wrong because you're trying to
vücudunuzu
protect
elinizde
yourself or your loved
koruyabilirsiniz.
one.
Yukarıda da bir kamera
You have
olabilir.
questions, sir?
Ondan dolayı yine
Okay, I thought you had
elinizi her
questions.
halükarda kapatmanızda
And
bunu kimsenin
put cash away
görmesine fayda var.
immediately. Obvious reasons, right? Because you don't want anybody to see that you have large sums of money. Once again, not telling you this information to scare you, because it's not to scare you, it's just to educate you. Because it said out of the 10 people,
Bu
9 of
bilgileri
them are
vermemizin
great.
sebebi
But
sizi
maybe one of
korkutmak
them
değil,
is not so good.
sadece kendi
Right? So
güvenliğinizi
once again, it's
sağlamak.
not to scare you or intimidate
Elinizde
you, it's
çok
just to
para olduğu
educate.
zaman insanlar görürse bunu,
And if you lose
birileri
your
onu
card,
sizden
you
almak
obviously
isteyebilir.
report it. Unless you lost it in your house. If you lost it in the house and you're sure of that, then you look for it. If you're not sure where you left your card or SIM card or
Kartını evinizde
passport, you
kaybettiyseniz
report that
arayıp
because it's
bulma
that important.
ihtimaliniz varsa ona haber vermenize gerek yok ama
So what do we see
dışarıda
here?
kaybettiyseniz
As I
hemen
was
haber
saying to
verin.
you earlier, when I go to a machine, I touch certain areas. So as we can see from the line or the circle on the right there, that's where you insert the card, right? Nowadays, they don't look like that. That's old technology. The new technology is the green card swipe. Still with those, even though it's newer technology, I still will tug on it. I still will touch it because if it moves, I'm not using it. It shouldn't move. It should be secure. It moving might mean that it's compromised or maybe that it's broken. I don't want to justify that. It's not for me to justify. If it doesn't feel right to me, I'm not using it. Okay?
Kredi kartı
And as you can see
kullanmaya
here, once
gittiğiniz
again, the
zaman
pin pad, if it's on a
banka-
table like that, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to use it. If they say,
banka
why are you doing that? I
makinesi
say, because I want to protect
kartı
my
taktığınız
money.
yer oynuyorsa onu
And if they
kullanmayın.
make it a big deal, maybe there's a reason and you need
Bir
to
iş yerinden,
not make,
bir dükkandan bir şey
sorry, not
alıyorsunuz.
justify that. Maybe you need to say, you know what,
Bu
let's cancel
mobile
this and I'll go to
makineler
somewhere
var ya,
else. Maybe there's a reason why they're questioning you and why you're
elle
doing
tutulan
what you're doing.
işte
You shouldn't be
kordanla
questioned
bağlama
if you're
uzanan,
protecting your assets.
onu kullandığınız zaman kendinize doğru çekin ve gizli olarak
Walking
kullanmaya
and
çalışın.
jogging. How many of us walk or jog? That's why everybody look too good. Look healthy. You jog, my friend?
Yürüme iyi anlatıyor şu anda.
No, I hear you, brother. Jogging, though. You jog? Okay. I thought everybody jogs, brother. I thought, okay, everybody walks. Yeah, everybody. I knew you jog, my man. You look healthy. Maybe you could teach me something. You have a question, or you? But you, how many miles do you jog or kilometers? Okay, I like this guy. That's your son? Oh, okay. He's a good man. He's a good young man. You ride your bike too? And when you're out there, what do you do to make sure that you're safe? How old are you? You're a very smart young man. How do you know that?
Şu anda
You
officer,
want to stay
polis
where you know. Beautiful.
bir
Whoever your
küçük
parents
çocuğa
are,
salonda
too good. They must
bisiklet
have found
sürdüğünde
something.
kendini
Too
nasıl
smart. So another
güvenlikli,
thing, my friend,
güvenliğe alırsın,
do you know about the
onunla
buddy
ilgili
system, my friend?
konuşuyor.
You've heard of the buddy system?
Ona şimdi soru soruyor.
So the
Buddy
buddy system
sistemini
is
biliyor
taught
musun?
in school, elementary school,
Bir
and all it is is the
arkadaşın
two rule.
var mı
If there's
diye.
one, there's two.
Yani yanınızda bir
Nowadays,
kişi
us as
olmalı.
adults, maybe the buddy system
Yürüyüşe
doesn't work.
gittiğiniz
For the
zaman,
ladies, maybe it's good. It's always better to have two.
yani
Alright?
özellikle kadınlar bir yere gittiğinde
And this is important as well. If
kişi
you ever
olmalarında
follow,
fayda var.
like my man said here, my friend,
Ya da
he always
yanınıza
stays
bir
in areas
köpek
that
de
he knows, so if he
alabilirsiniz.
follows, he knows where to go. But let's say you're in an area that you don't know. I showed you where the 5 police stations were with the 2 substations, and I showed that to you so you have an idea of where they're located. So if you're ever in a municipality, you know where the local police station is, and if you need to go there, you go there directly. Never justify, if something doesn't seem right to you, maybe that's not the time to justify it. You act on your intuition, you act on your feeling, and then you deal with it after. But don't justify in your mind saying, oh, maybe I'm just thinking something's wrong when it's not. Don't do
Bir
that.
şeyden
You have
şüphelendiğiniz
that
zaman
ability,
bunun
whatever it is, the sixth
gerçekleşmesini
sense, the
beklemeyin.
intuition, anything that's
İçinize bir
telling
şey
you,
doğduğunda
like, we call it spidey
onun
senses. It's going off, something's not
hemen
right. Listen to yourself
rapor edin.
and remove yourself from the
Çünkü
situation
o
if you
anda
need to.
doğru mu acaba ben kendimi böyle düşünüyorum, yanlış
This
mı
is for
düşünüyorum diye
both
düşünmeyin.
parents and for the youth and the adults as well. Tell someone where you're going. You're not asking for permission as an adult. You're just
Yürümeye
notifying
giderken
somebody. So my friend here, if he's coming to visit me and I live in
birisine
Brampton, he lives
söyleyin
far,
nereye
maybe he's not
gittiğinizi.
familiar with Brampton. He
Her
says,
zaman
Mari, I'm going to be coming to your
bir yere
house. I'm going to
gittiğinizde
be there at 6 o'clock.
karşı
I'm gonna be
taraftaki
taking
insan
this route.
olabilir, evden
So 6
ayrıldığınızda
o'clock or
olabilir.
7 o'clock comes
Biz bir yere
and I don't see
giderken
my friend.
işte arkadaşım ben
If I
senin
need to
evine
call
6'da
police
senin
for
evinde
maybe
olacağım.
something happened, I know exactly what his
Gelmezsem
route was. I know which
polisi
way he
falan
was going.
arayabilirsin.
I know what he
Haberin
was doing.
olsun
So when I
diye
talk to the officers,
karşı
I
tarafa
can
da
give
haber
them all that
vermenizde fayda
important
var.
information. Question?
Is it really serious? You're telling us?
But that's what I say, sir. For everybody, that's what I said. The information here is not for everybody. It's not to educate.
Bunları
It's
biz
just to
bunları
enhance on what you
söylüyoruz,
already
bunları
know.
oluyor
So my
diye
friend's
değil.
right. Some of this stuff here people
Salondan
know,
bir soru
but
geldi.
some of it people don't think about. So it's just to get them
Bu
to
kadar
think
ciddi
about.
mi bu
Sir.
olaylar diye. Biz diyor
Right?
sizi
You're
eğitiyoruz,
okay with
söylüyoruz
that, right?
bunları, konuşuyoruz.
Okay.
Olacak diye
And
bir şey
plan
yok.
and
Olabilir,
vary your
olmayabilir, onu
routes.
bilemeyiz.
So us as people, or us as humans, we're creatures of habit. We do the same thing, put on their pants the same way, right? We get up the same time every
Eğer
morning for
sizi
the
birisi
most part. We
takip
do
edildiğini
things the
düşünüyorsanız,
same way all the time and
toplu
not even think
ya bir
about it.
toplu bir topluluk
But maybe
olan bir yere
sometimes
ya
we
da
need to vary the
polis
way we
station
do
varsa
things.
oraya
So if we walk
gitmelisiniz.
left, maybe we walk right one day. If we go straight, maybe we go another way. So always you don't have to do this every day because it'll get confusing. But from time to time, change up your route.
Evden bir yere evden gittiğiniz yolları
If you
sık
don't,
sık
nothing will
değiştirin.
happen. But
Her
maybe
gün
there's that
aynı
one
yoldan
time, maybe
gitmeyin.
somebody is following you. Maybe somebody is
Belki
stalking
sizi
you.
birisi
You change up your
takip
route.
ediyor olabilir.
You change up the situation, causes them to change up their plans.
Yani
Alright?
yerini değişmeniz
Look
onların
confident.
planlarını da zora sokabilir, değiştirebilir.
We might laugh at that, but being an officer of 15 years and paying attention, so I see my man here, too much confidence. This young man that's 11 exudes confidence. So if I was a criminal and I was walking on the street, he's not a guy that I would go after because I see him, he looks confident. But we have some people, even adults, that don't appear to be confident. Maybe their head's down, maybe they're giving off signs that they're not
Dışarıda
secure.
yürürken
Those are the type of my
kendinize
friends
güvenli
not.
bir
Those
şekilde
are the
yürüyün.
type of people that are usually
Bir
victims.
şeyden
Even if
çekinmemiş
you're
gibi
not
gözükmeyin.
confident, pretend that you are. You'll start
Kendinize
becoming confident, start
güvenmiyorsanız bile
feeling confident.
güvenli gibi durun.
And
Çünkü
always
öyle
walk to be
yapmanız
seen.
başkalarını
My
da
friend, what was your name, sir?
bir şey yapmak üzere sizin
Awesome.
üzerinize çekebilir.
No way. And you are awesome. That is a beautiful name. And that's your name for real? That is beautiful. I knew there was a reason why you and I started talking. That's an amazing name, my friend. So just like you were saying, oh, you always walk to be seen. You always stay in areas that you know. And you're awesome. Right? So underground parking now. How many of us go underground
Yürürken
to park our
görünür
vehicles?
olmaya
If
çalışın.
we have no hands, we'll just go along to the next slide. So my good man, what do you do when you park underground? What types of steps do you take
Kapalı
to make sure you're
garajlarda
safe?
ne yapmak gerekir? Şu anda onu anlatıyor yeni bir slide.
Sorry, I did. Yes, sir. Okay. Do you feel safe when you go underground? What do you do to make sure that you're safe? Do you look around? You just walk. Maybe you're strong. I'll go with him so I never have to worry. And he's right, though. He walks with confidence. He walks like he knows where he's going. He walks with purpose. So for this, it just says if somebody's following you, like it's not that you're walking around like this. That's not normal. That's not normal. But we always, and I always say, nobody should ever be able to sneak up on you. We know sneak. Nobody should ever be able to do that, because if they do that, it means that you're not aware of your surrounding. And a lot of times it's okay, but maybe there's that one time that you need to be aware.
Takip ediliyor olmanıza karşılık alarmda olmanızda fayda var.
If you run. If you're wrong, hey, you're alive, you're okay. Nothing wrong. Maybe you get good exercise, you get a jog in, right? Nothing wrong with that. But if you see a suspicious person, don't justify it. If they make you feel weird, you leave. You run, you do whatever you need to. You don't justify. You understand?
Yani bu öyledir öyle değildir diye düşünmeyin. Arabanın içindeyseniz arabanın kapısını kilitleyin. Değerli şeyleriniz varsa onları gizleyin.
You already know how to protect yourself. You're adults. You got to here in life, so you obviously know how to be safe. These are just things to enhance what you already know. And obviously, how many of us hide our valuables? So we have certain times of year where we go and we spend a lot of money, right? How many of us, if we do have a lot of items, maybe bags, groceries, do we put in the trunk? Put trunk? Or do you leave it in the back seat? Okay, so say you have duffel bag, gym bag. Maybe you have smelly clothes, smelly socks, shoes. No good. You leave it in the back seat. I'm criminal. I don't know it's smelly. I think it's treasure.
Belki
I see a
spor
bag in the back.
yapmaktan
To me,
geldiniz.
criminal,
Arkada spor çantası var.
opportunity,
Ter
location,
kokuyor da olabilir.
victim. I'm in that. I'm going to break the window and I'm going to take the bag. And when I find out it's socks, I throw it away. But I already
Oradan bir kriminal
damaged the
suçlu birisi
vehicle.
geçiyorsa,
So to prevent
arabanın
that,
içinde
you
bir
put
şey
everything of
olduğunu
value
görürse
in the
bir
trunk.
çanta,
Even if it's not
o onu
valuable and it's a
çekebilir.
bag,
Onun
put it in
için
the trunk. Because the
onu
criminal doesn't know that it's just a bag,
bagaja
an
koyun.
empty bag. They think that there's
Alışveriş
clothes, they think
yaptığınız
that there's valuables, they think that there's
değerli
money.
şeyler
So
olabilir.
they'll break in
Değerli
to later
olmasa
find
bile
out
bagaja
after you
koymanızda
damage the
fayda
car
var.
or the window
Çünkü adam onun
that it was
içinde
not.
değerli bir şey olduğunu
So put it in the
düşünebilir.
trunk to save yourself some problems. Any questions? So once again, to reiterate, what you can do to help. So once again, you know your address, and here's a tip. If you don't know your address or you think you might
Bu
have a
durumlar
problem
karşısında siz
remembering
nasıl
it,
yardım
just write it down by the
edebilirsiniz?
phone and that's all.
Kendi
Leave it
adresinizi
there.
bilin.
Okay? Protect your cell phone from accidentally dialing 911, as we saw in the clip there. 911's for emergencies. And we know that with cell phones, it's easy to pocket
Telefonun
dial
yanına
911.
koyabilirsiniz
And I don't know
adresinizi.
how many of you know, next time look at your cell phone bill. Some of the cell
Yanlışlıkla
phone bills show
911'i
that you're paying
aramamaya
for
dikkat edin.
911. Do you guys know that?
911'i aradığınızda 75 sent size charge ediliyor. Sizden kesiliyor 75 cent. Yeah.
And the reason why we have to pay for the service is because it's utilized sometimes for the wrong reasons. And they need to be, it needs
Bunun
to be
amacı da
compensated for the
911
right
aramanın
reasons.
paralı
So that's why
olmasının
they
amacı
tack on this fee.
gereksiz yere
So that's why
aranmasın
to
diye.
protect yourself or to protect or to prevent an officer having to come to your house to maybe re-educate you, just ensure you have your phone locked and that you pay attention. And if you do call 911, don't hang up, because they'll call you back.
Yanlışlıkla
And if you
veya
hang
doğru
up again,
olarak
they'll call
fark
you back
etmez.
again. If you hang up again,
911'i
they'll call again.
aradığınızda
So just
telefonu
let them know what's
kapatmayın
going on, because if you hang up, we
ve
might
onlarla
think it's
konuşun.
emergency and we might try to race to get there, but we find
911'i
out that
arayıp
you're
yanlışla
embarrassed,
aradınız mesela,
or whatever the
kapattınız.
case is. We're not
911
saying
hemen
that,
sizi
we're
geri
not
arayacak.
saying no, but
Kapatsanız
let them
tekrar
see the
geri arayacak.
belief.
Çünkü onlar o
Okay.
durumdan şüphelenecekler. Acaba orada
Get to know your neighbors,
gerçekten
so
bir
you
şey
can
mi
trust your
oluyordu diye.
neighbors, so when you go back to
Onun
beautiful
için
Turkey,
konuşun.
you can let
Yanlış
the
da olsa
neighbor
ben
watch
yanlışla
your
aradım
property.
diye.
So get to know your
Söyleyin onlara.
neighbors. And I say that because I said a lot of us, we live beside neighbors, we might not even know their name.
Yani
We might
bir de
not know anything about
polisin
them because we're
numarasını
very
bilmenizde
busy.
fayda
We
var.
come and we go. But try to get to know your neighbors. Not every neighbor, but maybe your
Komşularınızı
neighbors that live
tanımanızda
close
fayda
beside
var.
you.
Güvenlik
Call
için.
police about suspicious people. As I said, if
Daha
you
önce
see
de
someone in the area that
söylendi.
maybe they look like they're up to no good.
Güven şüpheli
If you
birisi
feel
varsa
safe, you
orada da
feel
polisi
secure, you
aramakta
ask
fayda
them what
var.
they're doing, but I don't advise. It's what you feel.
Bilmediği
I would say
insanları
you can
evinize
call the
almayın.
non-emergency number if you think something is going on.
Birisi
Just let
gelirse
us know, let us
tanımadığınız
know and take care
bir
of that.
servis olabilir, polis olabilir.
Don't let people into your
Bunların
house that you don't
kimliklerini
know for
sorun.
obvious reasons, right? Because they might come across as being safe, and they might be, but once again, all it takes is one time. And if it's one of my lady friends that are at home by themselves, it might be an opportunity for someone who wants to do harm because they know, oh, it's a woman by themselves. And even for my male friends as well, too. Although we, like the women and the men, we can take care of ourselves, why put ourselves in that type of predicament? And it says always ask for identification.
Bilmediğiniz hiçbir
Always,
şeyde
always,
imzalamayın.
always. If you ask somebody for identification and they tell you no, you don't have to deal with them. It's just as easy as that.
Size
This is me
birisine
telling
kimlik sordunuz,
Because
polis
if they're
olsun,
there for the right
postacı
reason,
olsun,
they're not going to have any
kimlik
issue with
sordunuz,
providing any
göstermedi.
documentation that you require.
O zaman onun
And
insanlarla
last but not least,
uğraşmayın,
don't
kapıyı
sign
kapatın
anything that you're
gitsinler.
unsure of. Don't feel rushed. If you need to take a second to read a document, you do that. Because it's yours,
Bir şey
it's your information,
imzalayacağınız
it's
zaman
your signature.
onu bir
Never
inceleyin,
feel rushed. If
okumadan
somebody's rushing
incelemeyin, acele
you need
etmeyin.
to ask them, why are you
Kesinlikle.
rushing me? What's the urgency? I need to read this
Sizi birisi bir
understanding, and
şeyi
when I'm ready,
acele
I'll sign it.
imzalamaya
And
zorluyorsa
be that stern.
sorun onlara niye bu
Don't
kadar
need to
acele ediyorsun
justify
diye.
to anybody what you're doing. I need to read it. When I'm ready, I'll sign it. Okay?
Ben onlara
And no, we
hazır
attend
olduğumda
all 911 calls like I advised.
imzalayacağım
And we're
diye.
just there to make sure that you're safe. Once we establish that you're safe, we leave and then you can continue with whatever you were doing. Okay? And understand that there's 2 times that we can legally come into the house. That's one with a search warrant, and the other one if it's an emergency or something of the sort. Other than that, we obviously would get your permission. Contact. This is an important slide to have. This is the non-emergency number. So the number that what was the number that I gave? Awesome. What was the number for emergencies? I should get you doing this with me. Too smart. So this information now is for non-emergency. So
Yok,
if
polisi
you have a
için
question or there's
acele
anything that you
olmayan,
need,
acil
these are the
olmayan
numbers that you call. If it's an emergency, like my
olaylar
good
için
man Awesome said,
ve
you call
raporlar için
911. And it
905
said if it's a life-threatening
895
emergency,
1221'i
Awesome, what's the number?
arayabilirsiniz.
You're too good, brother. When you do get a cell phone, Samsung for you. I'll even buy it. Too good. So this is it. This concludes the presentation. You guys were awesome. As I said, please feel, yeah, of course, brother. So as I said, please feel free if you have any questions to ask your questions. Yes, sir.
Sorularınız varsa alabiliriz.
First of all, thank you so much for the great presentation.
You're very welcome, sir.
And I'm just curious, actually I always was curious. When we call, or anybody calls to 911, usually we are asked for the address.
Yes, sir.
Actually we're in the 21st century and there should be a technology which can find out exactly where we are. That's the question.
You're very right, sir. And you seem very, stand up, sir. You're too smart. What phone do you have, sir?
It's a Chinese one, but
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But to answer your question, my good sir, understand technology is all around us, and technology is great when it works. But when it fails, what happens?
in this case, we're going to be asked for that.
You will be asked. And you are right, we will have the information, but I'm saying with technology, it can fail. So it's always best to provide that information. So say, for instance, our computers go down, and we're not able to call you back because we didn't get that information. That can potentially be an issue. Not that it would happen, but we always think of the what ifs. And when it comes to an emergency, we have to think of A, B, C, and D plan, because if A doesn't work, we need to be ready to deal with plan B and plan C. So to answer your question, yeah, it can work, and it will 9 times out of 10 work, but I feel confident in providing that information manually. Did that answer your question, sir? Great question. Great cell phone too, brother. Great. You had something? Any other questions?
How about getting to know neighbors?
How do you get to know your neighbors?
Yeah, like Like your
How are you?
Your culture. Like, is it okay to go and knock the door?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Is it okay?
It's okay.
Don't go alone though.
Yes,
you
sir.
You have a wife?
Not here, but yeah.
Okay, then go with your wife so that it makes it easier.
That's okay.
If it's me, bring food. If it's me, bring food, I eat. But just like my sergeant saying, if it's neighbor, you go knock on the door.
That's okay.
That's nothing wrong. And you just say, and you can just, sorry, what's that?
No, that's okay. Yeah.
And you would just say, hey, I'm new to the area, or my name is, and you just kind of, you start the relationship like that. But a lot of times you might even see the person as you're going to work and as they're going to work. So make it a point to say hello. That will start the first point of contact. Because maybe, say you've been living at your place for 10 years. You've never spoken to your neighbor. 10 years later,
That's weird.
hello, they're like, hey, you've been living here 10 years and you're only talking to me now? So understand, it's not wrong. Your neighbor might think, hey, something's not right here. And if it's not right, it's not right. So it's not wrong. Culturally, it's not wrong. It's accepted to knock on the door. But just understand, if you were there for 20 years and you never talked to the neighbor, it might be, the neighbor might think like, is everything okay? So it's not wrong, but just try to utilize opportunities when you can to get to know your neighbors. The best way is when you're passing or you're going to work, they're going to work, you say a friendly hello. Maybe you invite them to an event or a cultural event or whatever the case is, to get to know them.
May I say something?
Yes, of course, sir.
Bu şeyden dolayı Türkçe konuşacağım da. Burada şimdi genelde abiler herhalde yeni geldiler. İsmini unuttum. Bir şey var, bir kültür var burada. Yeni taşındığınız bir yere, bir yerde bir sepet yapıyorsunuz. Küçük bir sepet. İçinde basit şeyler olabilir. Kimse burada sizden büyük bir şey beklemez. Sizin oralarda beklemezler de. İçine küçük şeyler koyup komşularınızın kapılarını çalıp tek tek biz buraya taşındık, bu da size hediyemiz diye böyle bir şey yapabilirsiniz. Geçen sene bu Toronto'da yaptılar yine. Ramazan'da sokak çadır yaptılar ve gerçekten çok iyi tuttu. Sebahattin abi yapmıştı. Öyle bir şey yapabilirsiniz. Burada insanlar genelde soğuktur. Yani deminden beri anlattığı şeylerden dolayı insanlar soğuktur ve tanımadığı insandan bir şey almak istemezler. Ama bu demek değil ki kimse kimseyle bir hani komşuluk yapmak istemiyor diye bir şey yok. Sizin insanlara yakın olduğunuz kadar onlar da size yakın olurlar. Zaten mesela diyelim çevrenizde 20 tane komşu var, 10 tane komşu var. Bunların diyelim 10'una gitseniz onlardan 3'ü 5'i size olumlu döndüğünde hani bu şey gibi menfaat işi olmadığı müddetçe komşuluktan dolayı işler gelişir yani. Ramazan iftarında dediğim gibi deneyebilirsiniz ve o taşındığınız yerdeki insanlara hediye de verebilirsiniz. Bunlar yapılan şeyler yani bunlar kültürleri biliyor yani.
Whatever he said, inspirational.
When you go to somewhere, when you go to somewhere, you can give them gift and you know they're knocking the doors.
No, he's awesome. He's excellent.
I am nobody actually.
No, sir. You're good. You're good. But thank you guys very much. As I said, my portion is done. The good sergeant is going to provide his piece.
Don't worry.
Good evening.
Thank you
very much. I just want to add to the point where you ask about the 911 call, right? I know you're saying technology. Yes, we do have the technology, but the problem with technology, like Officer Watkins says, it can fail, right? How many of you drive a car? How many of you know where 401 is? Anybody been on the 401? The Highway 401. You know, how long is Highway 401? I'm sorry?
401 yolundan bahsediyor, otoyoldan.
No, do you know how long 401 is? Anybody?
401 yolunun uzunluğunu soruyor. 800 kilometre uzunluğunda diyor.
Detroit border all the way to Quebec.
Amerika Detroit borderından Quebec, Montreal taraflarına kadar gidiyor. 401 800 kilometre.
Or a nurse?
Burada doktor veya hemşire var mı diye soru soruyor.
Do you know how long it takes for somebody to die? Like if you get hurt, if you have a heart attack, how long does it take for you to die?
Geldiğinde
2 minutes,
bir
5 minutes,
kalp krizi geçirdiğinde bir insan ne kadar zamanda ölür?
2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, right? If you have a heart attack, you can die that long.
2-3-4 dakikada da
So if you say
ölebilirsiniz
to
diyor.
us,
Başınıza bir
we can find you without you telling us where you are.
Eğer
By
de
the time we
siz
find out where you
nerede
are
olduğunuzu
and the
iyi
ambulance come to you,
polise
you are
tarif
already
edemiyorsanız polis
right?
geldiğinde çok geç
So
olmuş
that's why it's
olabilir.
important for you to know where
Onun
you
için
are.
nerede
If
olduğunuzu
you have an accident
bilmenizden
on the
faydalı.
401 highway,
kaza
and you don't know where
yaptınız.
you are on the 401,
401'de
can the ambulance find you
uzun
on
bir
800 kilometers long highway?
nerede olduğunuzu bilmezseniz kaza yaptınız.
I'm not trying to scare you.
Ambulans nasıl
I
gelsin
want to
size?
make sure that you are safe,
Sizin,
right?
biz sizin
If you
güvende
don't know
olmanızı
where you
istiyoruz.
are,
Ama siz de
we
nerede
don't know where you
olduğunuzu
are.
bilmeniz lazım.
Correct?
Sen kendinin,
So on the
siz kendinizin
highway,
nerede olduğunuzu bilmiyorsanız
every
biz de bilmeyiz.
kilometer, there's a number on the right-hand side of the highway.
Highway'de her bir kilometrede bir
That kilometer
numara
is
var.
called a mile marker or a kilometer marker. Every
Bunda da
exit on the
kilometre
highway
marka,
has a
kilometre
number.
işareti.
That exit number is
O
the
exit
kilometer
numaraları var.
of that highway exactly
Her
where you are.
exit numarası da bir oradaki
understand that part?
kilometrenin
So
numarası.
if you know
Bunu
you're on
takip etseniz
401
bir şey
and
olduğunda
you're on
ambulansı
exit
veya
number
polisi 911'i
369
aradığınızda
and you're going
bu
eastbound,
insanlar size
if you have an
yardımcı
accident, you
olabilirler.
call 911, you're on 401 eastbound at exit 369 or mile marker 369.
Ben
So the
tarafım-
ambulance,
ben
the police,
highway'in,
the fire department knows
doğuya
exactly
giden
where
yolun
you are on the
tarafındayım
401.
ve
Is that
362
understood?
numaralı
I'm saying this for your
exitin
safety,
işte
right?
ilerisinde
Because
veya
you could be
gerisindeyim
driving at 3
dediğiniz
o'clock
zaman
in the morning and there's nobody
zaman
around. If you have
ambulans sizi
a bad
bulamayacak.
accident and you need the ambulance, nobody's going to find you at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So just be safe.
Yani gecenin
You need to
ikisinde
know where
bir
you
kaza
are for
olsa,
us to
kaza
help you.
yapsanız kimse
That's why
sizi
I'm trying to make
bilemez.
sure you understand that.
Onun için sizin de uyanık
Thank you
olup
very much.
etrafı
If
bilmeniz
you have
lazım.
any other questions, let us know.
Başka sorunuz varsa alabiliriz.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming. I just want to asking it's actually I think we don't know for our rights for when the police stopping us and or somebody trying to attacking us. I just want to asking what is our right and if somebody attacking us and how can we defend us or can we attack
Bir soru geldi.
If somebody's
Birisi bana
attacking you,
saldırırsa ben nasıl
you have a right to
karşılık
defend
verebilirim
yourself,
diye.
right? You have a right to defend yourself if somebody's attacking you, but you don't
Kendinizi
have a right to hit somebody.
savunabilirsiniz.
No, you have a right to defend yourself. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a very
Kendinizi
gray line.
savunabilirsiniz.
How much you can hit somebody, right? So that's why. And is there a question about police stopping you? So as long as you're driving a car anywhere, you can be stopped by the police.
Eğer sizi polis durdurursa
right?
araba
And
sürerken
they can ask you for your driver's license, insurance, ownership for the car, right? And also if you've been drinking.
polis size
Those are the 4 things they can ask you.
4 şey
Right.
sorabilir.
Can you
They
say
will,
this four
they will
things
not
again?
ask you for money. Police officer will not ask you for money or your credit card, right? Or if it's a good-looking woman driving the car, they're not going to ask the
Arabanın
woman for the phone number,
Sigortası,
right? So
ruhsatı.
just remember that.
Can you say the four things again?
4th thing is if you're drinking,
Okay.
nasha.
Okay.
So driver's license, ownership, insurance, and if
Okay.
you're drinking alcohol.
Driver license, ownership, insurance.
you
Alkollü
can be
müsünüz
stopped
diye polisin
anywhere,
size soracağı 4
right?
soru var.
That's
Polis
the way
sizden
the
para
system is set
istemez.
up. As long as you're driving a car.
Can I add something to it?
Yes, sir.
Biz de geçen de poliste bir toplantıdaydık. Bu soruyu sordular. Orada eşit olması lazım. Yani adam size atıyorum bıçak çekti, siz silah çekemezsiniz ona. Onun yaptığı şekilde ona karşılık verebilirsiniz ama o dengeyi korumanız lazım. Sadece oradaki şey o. Self defense diyorlar ona. Self defense'de işte dengeli olduktan sonra adam size silah çekti, bir şeyiniz yok, ayrı mesele. Ama bıçak çektiyse, sizde de bıçak varsa çektiniz, ondan dolayı suçlu değilsiniz yani. Kendinizi korumanız gerekiyor. Önce Kanada demek güvenlik demek. Kendinizi her halükarda korumanız lazım. Yes, sir.
Is that okay? Any other questions?
How about speed, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for coming here. And I'm a part-time Uber driver. And like driving sometimes like late nights. And we deal with the passengers who is drunk and high. And it's very difficult to like handle the situation. Like sometimes they fall asleep or sometimes they want to go to more kilometers, which is they didn't request to go. Like I mean, what we should do. For example, it's happened to my friend. There is a one lady that fall asleep, and she was drunk, and like, what we should do after that time.
Well, the best thing to do would be to wake her up and say, we are here, and you have to leave, right? That's the best thing to do.
I mean, in the car.
Yeah, if you reach the destination where you're supposed to go, then you have to.
For example,
Wake her up.
because they don't understand, like they are drunk or high, like they don't want to go out.
or they're high or drunk.
If one thing I can say, sir, so
Uber bir arkadaş
that Uber or Lyft or any
Uber
other
arabası sürdüğünü söylüyor.
policy and procedures on how to deal with certain situations.
İçeride sarhoş birisi varsa müşteri
Fall back on your procedure or your policy. So maybe for a
ne
situation
yapmalıyız
like that,
diyor.
it might dictate that you call a manager or you call somebody to assist you. But fall back and always go to your policy and procedures and you'll never go wrong. And for us, it will be hard for us to give you an answer for that.
Polis diyor bu konuda size her zaman bir şey söyleyemeyebilir. Uber'ın kuralları ne burada? Onu da takip etmeniz lazım. Geldiyseniz uyandırın, uyanmıyorsa o zaman Uber'ı arayıp benim bir müşterim var, sarhoş, uyumuyor, ne yapalım? Uyuyor, ne yapmalım diye. Bir kadın uyuyorsa siz ona dokunduğunuzda başınız derde girebilir. Onun için siz Uber'ı haberdar etmenizde fayda var. Veya onun kuralları ne onları takip edersiniz.
Know it, sir. Know it. Even if they didn't give it to you, know it. Request it. Okay, sir? Other than that, you're too smart, too, I know. I know you make the right decision, sir.
Thank you very much.
You guys are amazing.
Any other questions?
Hold on, sir. We have one
How about
question.
speed, sir?
I'm sorry?
Speed.
Speed. Yeah, there's a speed limit everywhere.
Like, I know, yeah, there are limits, but people are driving higher than speed. So is it okay?
Oh, good.
Like,
Bir
like you're gonna
seyirci, izleyici hızı soruyor. Ne kadar
No, okay,
hız
the
yapabiliriz
best thing
diye.
I can suggest you to do
Polis de
is to
her
stay in the
yerde
right lane.
hız
In the
simidi
right
var.
lane, which is the slow lane, you're okay that way. Leave the left lane alone, right? And that way you're okay.
Her yerde hız limiti
I'm
var.
not going to tell you to speed.
Ve
Okay, I can only tell you
sağ
to
şeritten
follow the speed
giderseniz
limit.
sağ şerit genelde yavaş
Because
şerit.
if I tell you to speed,
Soldan
and the police
gitmeyin,
officer stops you,
sağdan gidin.
then you're going to say, Officer Chang said I could speed. No, we cannot say you can speed. We can say you follow the speed limit.
Hız yapamazsınız.
So and another thing, sir,
Kurallara uymak
what Sergeant
zorundasınız.
said, so say we're on the road patrolling and I see you speeding, I pull you over, you say, hey sir, he was following me, he's forcing me. It's not good reason, because we'll say the speed limit. If he's forcing you, just like my sergeant said, you go over to the slow lane, the right lane.
Eğer birisi sizi arkadan sıkıştırıyorsa polise bana ceza kesme diyemezsiniz. Niye polis o zaman sağ şeride çıkmadın diye söyleyecek size.
How about 100, let's say 100 is the maximum.
Whatever the limit is, sir, whatever the speed limit is.
100 or 100 plus something.
Whatever the speed limit, sir, I'll take this one, sir.
Like
This man too smart. Yeah, Samsung, too smart, so I have to know how to deal with it.
Bir seyirci illa 100'se kaçına kadar çıkabiliriz diye soruyor.
Best way to answer the question, sir, whatever this posted speed limit is, you go that limit.
Not higher than 100. Not even higher than 5.
If it's 100, you go 100. If it's 90, you go 90.
100'se 100 yapın, 90'sa 90 kilometre hızla gidin. 50'lik yerde 55 ile gittiğiniz zaman polis sizi durdurma hakkı var.
The only reason why, sir, and Sergeant Chang can provide some context, is the speed limits aren't just chosen because they look good. There's studies, whatever where they figure out the speed
Bu
based
hız
on
sınırları
So you going over 10 kilometers
kafaya göre seçilmedi. Buradaki araştırmalara göre gittiğiniz yerde 30 diyorsa, 40 diyorsa okul bölgesi ise orada 30'la gitmeniz gerekiyor. 50 ile giderseniz önünüze birisi çıkarsa durma mesafeniz kalmayacağı için yavaş gidin, kurallara uyun.
The fine is depending on your speed. So depending how fast you're going, the fine is different. All by
Cezaları
speed.
soruyorlar.
If you go 50 over the speed limit, then the fine is $10,000. And they take your car for 7 days.
Driver's license suspended.
Yeah, for 7 days.
Yeah.
They keep your car for 7 days.
50
going 16 over, that's when points, demerit points start kicking in.
orada 30 yazıyorsa 80 ve üzerine çıkarsanız, 100 yazan yerde 150 ve üzerine çıkarsanız $10.000 cezası var.
It's $60 and you lose 3 points.
Bu ehliyetiniz 7 gün gidiyor.
You have a question, sir? You had a question here? No, you. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I just want to asking one of
which policy?
Video policy.
Okay.
Can I take a video for all?
In a public place, yes.
I can.
Yeah, but in a private place, you cannot take video.
Dışarıda video çekebilir miyiz diye sordular.
Public place, maybe there's a lot of kids around. Maybe it's swimming pool, public. But as a man, I wouldn't, even though it might be legal, it might guarantee a lot of parents.
Halka açık yerlerde video çekebilirsiniz ama yine de çoluk çocuk varsa, yüzme havuzu falan varsa siz kendi judgment'ınızı, kararınızı vermeniz lazım, kullanmanız lazım. Öyle yerlerde swimming pool gibi, çoluk çocuğun olduğu yerler gibi yerlerde çekmeseniz videoya daha iyi olur. Ama normalde halka açık yerlerde video çekebilirsiniz ama özel yerlerde çekemezsiniz. Birisi sizin resminizi çekiyorsa neden benim resmimi çekiyorsun diye sorabilirsiniz.
We always looking for police officers from different backgrounds. So if you all folks, anybody is looking to be police officers, then you can also look at that as a job option. Okay, as a career choice, maybe policing as a career. So think about that.
I think I have I can show, if you guys have a sec for a quick video.
Polis olmak isteyenler varsa biz her türlü uyruktan polis bakıyoruz. Onlara siz de polis olabilirsiniz, siz de polise başvurabilirsiniz. Onunla ilgili bir tane video açıyorlar şu anda. Paul, Chief, you wanna sit? You wanna sit? Go. How is your leg? Huh?
Do we get internet? Is internet here?
İnternet var mı?
Maybe I go on internet. I need to go on YouTube soon. It's just it's one of our recruiting videos. I just wanted to show. So if I go on YouTube, thank you. So it's going to be quick, but it's good video.
Oops, you dropped the cord.
Okay. So where's Austin?
While he's doing that.
When you get older, we need you on the force, okay, my friend? Too good.
While he's doing that, I want to say something.
Of course.
Geçenlerde söylemiştik bir başörtülü polis arıyor diye polis. Aynı zamanda erkek de arıyor. Ama başörtüsü daha acil. Bulunduğunuz bölgelerde hemen hemen her yerde polis işte demin dediği diversity yapmaya çalışıyor. Her ırktan insan almaya çalışıyor. Onun için bir yerde ilan görmenize gerek yok. Gidip yani kendiniz de başvurabilirsiniz. Recruitment ofisler var. Onlarla konuşabilirsiniz. Böyle bir fırsatlar çıkabilir yani. Yani pozisyona göre yaş sınırı genelde var. Pozisyona göre değişiyor. İşte yaş sınırı, diploma her şey hangi pozisyonda olduğuna göre. Zaten onlar size şu pozisyonda açığımız var almak istiyoruz dediğinde onunla ilgili şartları, maaşı hepsini söylerler. Her şeye göre değişiyor. Polis istasyonlarına da gidebilirsiniz. Bu herhangi bir onların size orada recruitment officer olmasa da size numara verirler. Bu numarayı arayabilirsiniz diye. Mesela o polis constable arıyorlar başörtülü. Ona mesela lise mezunu yetiyor. Lise mezunu olması lazım. Araba sürüyor olabilmesi lazım. En az green yeşil kartı permanent resident kartı olması lazım. Bunlar bu üçü yetiyor. Ama mesela başka bir pozisyonda başka bir şey isteyebilirler. Efendim? Onlar daha şeyler için mesela police constable'da siz eğer orada yükselmek istemiyorsanız hep orada duracaksanız o kualifikasyonlar yetiyor oraya. Polis akademisine gittiğiniz zaman o polis college'a gittiğiniz zaman önünüz açık daha da yükselebilirsiniz yani şefliğe kadar da gidebilirsiniz. İşte o dediğim gibi yani şeye bağlı pozisyonun durumuna göre bunların hepsi. Ama siz de öğrenirseniz polis istiyorsa oraya gidersiniz.
Peki bir şey söyleyeyim. Bu polis olabilmek için bir PR kartı gelmesi gerekiyor benim kadarıyla. Fakat bu PR kartı gelmeden bu işleme başvurulabilir mi?
Şöyle orada eğer çok ihtiyacı varsa o illa sizi almak istiyorsa zaten böyle bir süreç başladığında herhangi bir devlet dairesine girdiğinizde en az 6 ay sürer. Onun sizin işe başlamanız üzeri de çıkabilir. Dolayısıyla orada size kolaylık tanıyabilirler. Sizi almak isteyip istememelerine göre. Yani o adam diyelim bir sene içinde olacaksa bir pozisyonda bekletebilir isterse.
istemeyebilir.
Başvurmak için bir PR'a gerek var yoksa PR olmadan başvurup PR'ı alınca
So they have a question. They say, if I don't have a permanent resident, can I apply to any position? Permanent resident is on the way. Başvuramazsınız diyor ona. Başvuramazsınız diyor. No, no, I'm done.
So pay close attention, you'll see something special.
Lambaları kapatabilir miyiz ya? O ses.
My friend, the volume.
Ses sesi ver.
Let him do it, Amar.
Ya.
Always on the scene, worn by individuals who don't want to be stuck behind a desk, whose skills earn them the right to wear it every single day. It stands for integrity, leadership, and teamwork. It sticks around long after others have gone to bed, and its very presence makes your street a safer place. Our crest is more than just a symbol. It makes a difference in our community, a lasting impression. It's a badge of honor for those who inspire the next generation. Don't pass up this chance. This is your time to realize your potential, to step forward and earn your badge. This is your time to wear the crest.
So if you're ready, it's your time.
What's
Right?
crest?
Crest is our badge. So
Badge are crest.
these are crest, our flashes, and it will be our
That's
our
crest,
badge.
yeah. Badge, crest.
Okay? So remember, if you're ready, it's your time, all right? I see a lot of I see a lot of ready individuals in here. No good. But I said I see a lot of people ready, willing, and able to join us. Let's do this. Right? We need only Samsung. If you have Samsung, come. If iPhone, it's okay. We'll take you too. But no, seriously, if you're interested, like my sergeant said in a career with the police, both men and
Thank you very
women,
much. Thanks for coming.
please visit the website. Questions? You have our information. If not, email us. YRP.ca. Yes. Has everything. Okay? So thank you guys so much once again. Thank you very much. So for me? My friend, take picture. Where's Awesome? Is Awesome here? I want to come, Awesome. Let's take picture. Me and you. Let's take picture. Come on. My friend, can I get that photo? If you don't know, just email. Too good, Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's You wrote this? Yes. Oh, come on, we take a picture with you.
Can you move that a bit?
Referans olarak ya.